Hello, friends. Welcome to BeTerrific and your live coverage of the All for Love adoption event here in New York City. We're in Union Square Park, which is one of my favorite parts of New York City. It's a great place. There's some dog runs and all sorts of great stuff. I used to play roller hockey growing up right in this very area until they decided to put these kind of bricks down, and I would come here all the time, play roller hockey, pick up roller hockey. It was a lot of fun. But today, this is turned into an event called All for Love. It's all about adopting animals, making sure your animals are chipped. Of course, you're going to find out about getting your animals trained, and it's also about fostering animals. That is really, really important in today's day and age because there are a lot of animals that go to shelters, and we need to get them out of the shelters to make room for other animals to come in. So through the adoption process, while they're waiting, they need to be fostered and sometimes even trained as they go through the process to kind of be housebroken. It's a nice thing you can do if you can't have a pet full time. We'll learn about that. We'll learn about a lot of great things. I'm in the chat. I see Orgit is already there. What's up, Orgit? Woo! How's everybody doing? All right, so we're live in the chat. We're live on Twitch. We're live on BeTerrific.com, and we're going to have a fun day here. We're going to find out about all the different organizations here that are rescues and what they do. We're going to find out about adopting animals. We're going to find out when you should and when you shouldn't adopt, because a lot of people think you should just adopt a pet because their kids want it or they want one. But there's a lot of responsibility that comes along with adopting a pet, which includes, by the way, the fact that you have to walk it or take care of it and vet fees and all sorts of stuff. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. A lot of people adopt pets around Easter, because, especially bunnies, because that's really an exciting thing to do for the family, but it turns out a lot of times not to be so good if you're not ready for the responsibility. So, of course, I encourage pet adoption, but I want everybody to make sure that if you are going to adopt a pet, you're fully prepared for it. So we've got a couple of cameras. We'll be roaming around here, and we're just going to get into the action and find out what's going on. At about 1:15, that's about another 16 minutes from now. No, it's not, because it's 1:02. So it's about another 14 minutes from now, or 13 minutes to be accurate. We're going to meet with Patrick, the creator of the comic series Mutts, which is going to be really cool, and we'll talk about the characters and find out how he created the series. And what's interesting is he gives back a lot to animal rescues and helps to raise awareness. So let's start moving around this place. We've got Tatalicious and the O Nerd. Yes, what kind of dog you got, the O Nerd? How you doing, Tatalicious? How you doing, Yenny Love? Yes, adoption does work. Save the animals, and that's the thing. It's not just about adopting animals. I think we lost Rory for a second. It's not just about having a pet. It's about adopting a pet, rescuing a pet, because you can go to a breeder and you can adopt a pet, but isn't it nice to adopt a rescue? You know, look at all of these trucks over there. They're full of pets that need good homes, right? Right here you can take a pet for a walk and see how you bond and stuff. And I think that's important. When you meet a pet, you got to find out if it's the right pet for you. I have a dog named Nikki, and she's a rescue. And before that, Lexi, she was a rescue. And I think it's just such a wonderful thing. Rob, walk this way. I don't want to bang into some people. We've got lots of pets here. This is a wonderful place. This is a Greyhound Rescue, I would imagine. Let's find out what's going on here at the Greyhound Rescue. Hi, how are you?
Good, how are you? Oh my gosh, you don't want me. I have a froggy voice.
Oh, I want you. You're great. She's talking. Oh, I don't want to interrupt your conversation. Tell me about the Greyhound Rescue.
Well, you do it.
All right. I don't want to catch that laryngitis.
Neither do I.
We've got a full week of auto show coming up. That would be bad.
So, Grateful Greyhounds, this is actually a Spanish Galgo. So we help ex-racers from the racetracks as well as Spanish dogs from Spain. So he has a passport.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you have to have a passport to travel your pet internationally, or even if you get a rescue?
What happens is the passport is their vaccination record. So it's like a fancy thing, but it's where they have to make sure that they're up to date on their rabies and all their vaccinations before they can fly into our country.
Right. I've had a pet travel domestically, but never internationally before, so that's very interesting. The O Nerd says he's got a Bichon named Nito. That's pretty cool. So tell me about greyhounds and rescuing them. I think we probably all who watched The Simpsons growing up became aware of Greyhound rescues.
Santa's Little Helper.
Santa's Little Helper. But the reality is there are a lot of greyhounds that are used for dog racing and then kind of discarded and need good homes. Is that true?
Yeah, so at the end of, when their racing careers are over, at that point they do need to be adopted. So we do our best. We're dealing with tracks in West Virginia and Florida. And we bring them up, get them all neutered or spayed, and then find homes for them.
That's really wonderful.
We
So
just had 8 come up a couple of weeks ago.
you make sure they get neutered and spayed first.
Oh yeah, 100%, absolutely. Yeah.
That's wonderful. So the bottom line with these pets that are rescued, especially the greyhounds, is that spay and neutering them are really, really important because you can, the family doesn't have to take care of that, and that's very expensive, and then they're not necessarily out there reproducing. I think for the most part, people want to spay and neuter their pets.
Right, absolutely. I mean, it has to. I think any responsible organization, they need to spay and neuter. It's the right thing to do. You have to.
How do people get in touch with Grateful Greyhounds?
So we're on Facebook. We have a website. They can call us. We have email. So if they just Google Grateful Greyhounds Inc., we're there.
And what about why greyhounds make great pets, and what situation? I mean, they're probably not the best pet for New York City in a small apartment, right?
You know what? Actually, they do very well.
They do?
Yeah, they do very well. Greyhounds by nature are very calm and laid back. So what happens is in an apartment, it's probably a lot bigger than the crate that they've been living in. So they do just fine. They go out for walks several times a day, so they're getting exercise. A lot of them do very well. We have some dogs here that are adopted and that come here to volunteer, greyhounds. They're doing great.
Really? Which one? Is this guy one that's been adopted?
Behind you, we have that red one. Can Flacco come here? Jess. So this is Flacco. He's a.
And are you the owner of Flacco?
I am the owner of Flacco.
Oh, wow, that's
So
super cool.
in the city.
Yeah, he's wonderful. He's a perfect dog in the city. Wonderful in a small apartment, even though we have some space, and he's great outside with cars and people.
It's very important in New York City if you're going to have a dog to make sure they get out several times, whether it's a smaller dog or a big dog, right?
Definitely, absolutely. He goes for at least 2 to 3 walks. But he's a couch potato as well. He loves to sleep all day.
And there are a lot of great dog walking services in the city and people. Tell me about how you got him.
Well, we were originally interested in adopting a greyhound, and so we found Grateful Greyhounds on Long Island. And then through them heard more about the plight of the galgos and how terribly they're treated in Spain, and found out a little bit more about the behaviors of the breed and their personalities, and sort of fell in love with the galgo. Not to say that we don't love greyhounds as well and don't eventually want a greyhound, but we sort of found ourselves wanting a galgo, and we got one. He was our first. We adopted him last October, and since then we've adopted another one.
So what happens with these dogs in Spain? Are they very similar to greyhounds, and are they also raced, or what happens with them in Spain?
No, they're used for hunting in Spain, and long story short, pretty much at the end of a hunting season, they're gotten rid of. They're killed. And
At the end of one season?
yeah,
Why?
they're no longer of use. I mean, a lot of
There's thousands of them. There's so many that they just discard them. And it's also in the culture in Spain with the Spanish galgos. It's a very macho environment. So they bring them really not even to hunt, but as a sporting. So it's almost like coursing. Let's see whose dog is the fastest, who can catch the rabbit. So if the dog stops to, let's say, urinate or something like that, and the hunter becomes embarrassed, that dog will die a very horrible death, because that's very embarrassing.
Wow.
So it's just a different culture, They're doing a lot in education, trying to work with the young children to teach them how to be respectful with animals.
It's very sad. This is a wonderful, beautiful dog here, and you've done a great thing. How did you find out about what happens in Spain?
again, through Grateful Greyhounds. They started posting about galgos and what they went through, and at the end of the hunting season, that was generally when the dogs would need new homes. They would find these dogs discarded. And so we learned about it all through Grateful Greyhounds. And
Wow. How did you start Grateful Greyhounds?
Actually, we're almost 20 years old. Can you believe that? So,
That's pretty impressive.
awesome. So I have allergies, so there are a lot of dogs that I can't have, and I love dogs. And I found out about the X-Racers, and I did very well with them, and that's how it started 20 years ago.
Wow, very cool. He looks like he's a lot of fun.
he's a wonderful dog. He's really fantastic. He's a little aloof right now, but he's got so much personality. I mean, like I said, we've adopted now another within only a matter of months of adopting him.
Wow.
Just fell in love with the breed.
So you have two.
We have two.
And one is a Greyhound, or they're both?
They're both galgos. That's, again, not to say we won't eventually adopt a greyhound. We do love greyhounds, but the galgos are fantastic animals, and they need homes terribly. So
Very cool. Well, he's definitely beautiful. Looks like he's very cuddly, too. Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
Thank you for telling us about Grateful Greyhounds. The owner says he is majestic, by the way, and he doesn't understand how people could discard wonderful, beautiful pets like this, or animals like that.
Yeah, agreed.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Have a great day. Good luck with the rest. Hey, real quick, where can people find Grateful Greyhounds again?
They can find us on Facebook, our website. We have a phone number. Just look us up. They'll find us.
Grateful Greyhounds. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy the rest of the show. How you doing, Laura?
I'm great, and Lisa sent us a photograph earlier of some of the dogs.
Oh, that's wonderful. How's it going?
Great. We just met a bunch of dogs, and they're waiting for us.
Oh, let's go.
Let's go.
By the way, I can hear you in my ear. Laura was talking to me during that whole interview asking if I could hear her, but I can't really respond.
I didn't realize you were
That was pretty funny, yeah.
Let's see how we're doing with time, Michael.
We're
1:11.
We're good. We're good. Let's. What do you think?
I think we should play it.
Do you want to run that way and see if we can find
the stage because we're due in at about 1:15.
We're going to talk to Patrick?
Right.
All right, we're gonna go 9 minutes. Oh, so we could go here. We could go here for 9 minutes. Yeah. Wait. So where are you taking me, Laura?
So I was going to take you to the foster dog. Let's see. It's called Rough House. RUFF.
Rough House.
Right.
Okay.
When I was here earlier in the day, there were these gorgeous.
Look at those cute puppies.
They are beyond cute. They're insanely cute. And let's just see if they picked up families.
Wow. What's this guy's name?
His name is Willie.
Willie.
Yes, his name is Willie.
How old is Willie?
He is 11 years old.
11. Wow.
Yeah.
You know, that brings up a good point that it's not just about adopting, puppies and young dogs. It's about also getting animals that are a little bit older that have maybe even more trouble being adopted.
Yes, that's true. I mean, he is really sweet, so I think that any type of dog, any age, deserves a second chance, especially little Willie right here.
So Willie's looking for a good home.
Yes, he definitely is.
Tell me about fosterdogsnyc.com.
Yeah, so Foster Dogs, we're an organization that represents helping connect a network of people who are potentially, interested in fostering. We actually work with a lot of rescue organizations in New York City, and then we connect any dogs that just recently got rescued that need foster homes for 2 to 3 weeks, and then we help them get adopted.
Yeah, I think it's very important to, have a foster dog. I was talking about it a little bit before, but if you can't have a dog full-time, if you can't bear the responsibility, or if you have a dog and you really can't take another one full-time, or a cat, fostering is always a great option, and it really helps alleviate some of the strain on the shelters.
Yes, that's exactly true, and that's why we exist, and that's why we really, want to spread the message that, even if you're not able to adopt, you are also, able to foster and volunteer and help out. So.
Willie looks a little cold, huh?
Yes, he's a shivering, but it's okay. He's toughing it out with his little sweater on.
The audience noticed that Tatalicious and the owner had said it's definitely cold here in New York, just maybe tipping 40 degrees right now. Willie looks really cute. Is that maybe a Dotson Chihuahua mix?
Yes, he's a Chihuahua mix. Yeah.
Very cute. Hey, Willie. Wow, look how he's so nice, and he needs a good home, and he's looking for a foster. So fosterdogsnyc.com.
Yep, check us out.
All right, we're going to check you out. We're going to come back later to check out some more of the animals back there because that's really super cute and obviously very important.
So do you think we have time for Rough House, or should we
I
come
think
back?
we should come back for Rough House. I think we should go this way, and we should talk to Patrick, he's the creator of Mutts, which is a very popular cartoon. And, he really gives back a lot to animals and raises awareness to animals, to all of these causes about rescuing animals and pet adoption and doing good things for animals. And I think that that's very, very important. And Mooch is one of the characters, of course.
And Earl.
Earl and Mooch. And it's a comic strip that's been around since 1994.
And they're all over the country. It's syndicated all over. It's just a beloved.
I don't know if you know this, but you can get a license plate in New Jersey that supports animal rescues and animals, and it's you can get a Mutt's license plate.
Who said New Jersey was the armpit of America?
Probably me several times, in all honesty.
That's as enlightened as it comes.
Yeah. So do we have everybody? Is everybody with us? We've got, I think we've got the whole crew. And, oh, hey, how are you, Doc?
man?
How's everything? Good.
Everything's great.
Can you believe this event?
I know, it's incredible. I mean, when they were saying, adopt a pet in the city of New York, you figure, you might have 4 or 5 booths. Hey, sweetie, how are you?
Great.
Michael and Laura. Oh, I guess we're live on BeTerrific.
We're live on BeTerrific, yeah.
I shouldn't be. Why? I can even hold my coffee cup. So, I live just a few blocks from here on 13th Street.
Right.
And we've heard about this event Wednesday, basically,
Something like
because,
that.
Laura brought it to our attention. And the next day, they said we'd love to be doing some live broadcasting. And lo and behold, here we are. So thank you to the city of New York for doing this wonderful event. I think for about 15 years
They've
now,
been on
right?
this.
But
They've been on
then
this.
Petco joined and raised the bar, and the Petco Foundation, and their folks are over here, and they've got lots of technical stuff going on. They're filming, for their own internal purposes, as well as Facebook. We're posting it to Facebook Live, and we're on Facebook Live as well, and on Twitch. Hello to all of our friends at Twitch, and on BeTerrific.com. And may this be the first of many broadcasts that we have an opportunity to do. And of course, the underlying reason for adopting a pet and being loving and respectful to our 4-legged friends. And I guess the more respectful we are to our 4-legged friends, maybe the more respectful we can be to our 2-legged friends.
Imagine
Wouldn't that be
that.
nice? And I see Albert's here doing the audio, and we've got Rory on camera, and we have someone else that I have.
That's Rob.
And Rob, thank you, Rob, for joining us. Rob, Albert, and Rory. And I know there'll be some other folks from BeTerrific. Who's back in the studio doing?
Gabe is back at Mission Control. Adam's here, and Gabe's back at Mission Control. The own nerd, by the way, says hello, and he wants to know how dogs affect the human psyche.
Well, that's a very interesting question. Dogs were originally domesticated. I think it goes back about 10,000 years.
Would you say 10,000?
10,000 years ago, they estimate, because they found, the bones of dogs in various burial grounds and in caves. The original, cave paintings and all that at Lascaux go back somewhere around 25,000 years. But originally from wolves, and then, some wolves genetically were predisposed to being, more social, with the cave dwellers, and little by little, humans and animals, co-evolved, especially wolves becoming dogs, and then the breeding. Go ahead, Michael.
Oh, I was going to say, so what about having a pet? Is that very helpful for good health as far as keeping your heart rate down and having an animal to cuddle with and share emotion with and stuff like that, or a cat when it gets on the couch with you and stuff like that? It help with loneliness?
Sure. Well, you've already said the answer to your own question.
Well, I'm asking.
Free therapy.
Exactly. And this has been shown by clinical studies that people that are in pain, that have an encounter with pets, elderly patients, that have issues with cognitive function, Alzheimer's or other dementias, when they have pets, they calm down, less pain medications, they're less agitated, it's easier to take care of them, reduction in infections, whether in nursing homes. So obviously there's something that's going on. Now, can you measure exactly what that is? I don't know if you can measure it precisely scientifically, but it's companionship. It's a sense of, another, creature with feelings is recognizing you, and you're being recognized by that creature. Certainly people that have certain handicaps, whether it being blind or movement disorders, have benefited from having pets, not just dogs, but cats and other animals. We read about... And what's that?
We've got some rabbits
Have
here
some
today.
rabbits here. Well, also children with autism, and other learning issues with horses, and giving them a sense of control and empowerment, and of course not being being judged by parents or teachers, etc. A horse just wants to love and to be led, and a child that has that experience perhaps can function better with the peer group.
I think that that's why a lot of times you have pet therapy, and you have people bringing in pets to nursing homes and stuff, and
hospitals.
and
More
hospitals.
and more.
Yeah, more and more.
And actually, dogs, too, are being used as diagnostic tools, because they've got this animal intelligence in their nose. They can literally sniff when someone is about to have a heart attack. So before the heart attack happens, the dog will alert So it's
And what's
extraordinary thing.
interesting, there are actually some serious scientific research projects to try to understand exactly how dogs do that, because one could, sample the air, around a patient that's ill, and, presumably, if it bears out, be able to predict if there's metastases or, or an infection or something like that. So, there are real efforts as a predictor of disease, as well as to be able to monitor people under treatment and so forth. So there's a lot that we can learn from our pets. And by the way, we can just enjoy them too.
Absolutely. Throw a stick, throw a ball, have fun with them, play with them. That's what I do with Nikki, my dog, and Lexi before that, and Blaze before that. I got Patrick over here. He is the creator of Mutts. How you doing, Patrick?
Hi, pleased to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you. A couple quick questions from the chat room that I have that I want to get to. Yes, somebody asked if my wife likes the dog better than me. Probably. Nikki is a good dog, and so that probably is the truth. And there were a bunch of others, but we'll get to them later. Thanks for joining us. You created Mutts in 1994. It's pretty amazing that you're still doing it to this day, and I think it's a really good symbol of how animals and people can interact, but really how these animals interact. And I think, is it a little bit how the two animals are different but interact with each other, a cat and a dog, kind of a lesson to people?
Yeah, well, I think Mutts is about two things. One, it's about the dog and the cat being best friends. But it's also about that special bond we have with our own pets. Even though Earl and Mooch talk and act human, I try to keep them as animal-like as possible so people can relate to them as they do their own pets.
It's pretty amazing that relationship and the relationship we have with our pets. Now, you're on a license plate in New Jersey. Is that the only state that Mutts is on a license plate for? So if you want to donate money to animal rescues in New Jersey, you pay a little bit extra money to have a special license plate, and that comes with the Mutts characters, Earl and Mooch, on the plate, which is really cool. And my wife used to have it on her Subaru.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, no, it's the animal-friendly plate, and New Jersey was the first state to do that, to have an animal-friendly license, and I was very proud when they asked me to be part.
How did that happen?
It had an original. It was 10 years. There was a different cat and dog on it, like a realistic cat and dog, and they were running out of plates, and they actually approached me, and I was excited to do it.
Very cool. Janny is asking me if I'm a dog or cat person. Well, I've had cats in my life, but I kind of like all animals, but I'm a dog guy. Are you a dog or a cat person?
Oh, I draw Mutts. I have to be a dog and a cat person.
Do you have both?
Yeah, I do have both.
What was Earl and Mooch inspired by? Were there real animals that inspired Earl and Mooch?
Yeah, no, Earl was based on my Jack Russell Terrier, Earl. I used to be a magazine illustrator before I was a comic artist, and I used to draw a little generic dog that I didn't know what it was, and then someone told me it was a Jack Russell, and I said, wow, I looked it up, and it was a Jack Russell, so I got a Jack Russell, and he inspired the comic strip. So my cartoon became a real dog, and then the real dog became a cartoon.
Orgic is watching live. Say hello to Orgic. Orgic wants to know how you came up with all the weirdly spelled sound effects in the comic strip.
Well, Mooch talks a little funny. He says yes and maybe, and so he has a little shush thing that's going on. And I always thought it would be funny that a cat might talk like that.
It's very cool. And what inspired you to start doing the comic strip? You were a magazine illustrator, and I don't know, I guess one day it just clicked. You were inspired by Earl, your Jack Russell, and you were drawing it. How did it happen?
Well, I wanted to be a cartoonist ever since I was a little kid, mostly because I was in love with Peanuts. And I started doing magazine illustrations, but the whole time I was doing them, I said I really have to take off some time and try a strip. And then Earl the dog inspired the strip.
What happens when Charles Schulz, the creator of Peanuts, says that you are the best and most impactful comic strip probably ever? What happens in your mind? What do you do when you say, I grew up loving Peanuts?
Well, as you can imagine, when he said that, I said, okay, I can retire. I mean, he was my hero, the reason I became a cartoonist, and to actually become friends with him. And Charles Schulz was everything you'd want the guy who draws Peanuts to be, just the nicest guy, and just an inspiration to this day.
Do you guys exchange, did you sign, I know they have those cells that would be for cartoons, but did you exchange some kind of drawing with him?
Yeah, no, actually I gave him Mutts, but more importantly, he actually one day I was at his he has a restaurant at his ice skating rink, And he came down and said, Patrick, I have a surprise that's going to knock your socks off. And he handed me a Peanuts original where he actually drew the Peanuts cast looking at a picture of Earl in a museum, my dog Earl. So
Wow.
he actually drew Earl in Peanuts. And to this day, it's above my drawing table. And I look at it every day. And to this day, I can't believe it.
That's got to be pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's very inspiring.
What about when you meet people and they're just so inspired by mutts? How is that? Is that just a tremendous feeling?
Well, I tell you, the most exciting thing for me and makes my heart leap is if someone said they were inspired to get a new dog and cat because they read mutts. So if I can make that happen, that makes my day.
What's the wildest thing that's happened to you since drawing mutts? I mean, have you come across something just spectacular? You have Earl and Mooch walking around here. That's pretty amazing. But what is something that you've been like, wow, I can't believe that this happened, other than Charles Schultz?
Well, the Charles Schultz is tough to beat, but just the fact, I never thought about it, but that it's worldwide, that I'm in 22 countries, and my wife and I were in Africa and picked up a newspaper and saw mutts in Africa. So it's amazing that, and it's because people relate, all the world over, people love their dog and their cat, so it's really relatable.
What's the one thing you want people to take away? That pet adoption and pet ownership is just a wonderful thing? Is that the one thing that or what is it? What is the one thing you want people to take away when they read mutts?
I think the most important thing is compassion and empathy, that we share this planet with different, fellow spirits, our dogs and our cats, and how much love they bring us and how much, we should empathize and have compassion for all beings.
It seems like you work very hard to get that message across, as you said, for all beings.
Yeah, no, it's important. And then the other message in the message today is to adopt. There's so many cats and dogs waiting in shelters for a forever home, and you won't regret it.
Yeah, no, that's for sure. I'm an adoption owner, a pet owner of adopted dog named Nikki, and before that Lexi, which my wife adopted before she met me, and it's just wonderful. You get some really great animals that are super friendly, and I think if more people would adopt and foster, that would be great. So, Patrick, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much for your time. I love your work. I know the audience does as well, so thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
It's Patrick. It's Mutts. You can check it out worldwide. Congratulations on all your success. It's wonderful. All right, everybody, we're going to keep moving on. I got to wipe my nose. I didn't want to do it in front of him. That's just awful. But it is cold out here, as you might imagine, and my nose is running, and we're not taking breaks. So I guess we'll just let's take a shot of this. They're teaching people how to, I think, train their dogs. They're also allowing you to meet trainers and maybe find out what tips and techniques you can have, and maybe even find a trainer. And then beyond that, I think you're getting to interact with what could become your possible future pet here. And this is, this whole event is sponsored by many great sponsors, including Petco, though, and the Petco Foundation. And we'll talk to the woman who heads up the Petco Foundation in a little bit and find out a little bit more. Janny says some dogs like rolling in the snow. He would definitely know that in Finland, but that is definitely true. Is there still snow on the ground in Finland? I would imagine there is. And we're having a fun day here in New York City at Union Square Park. This is the All for Love Pet Adoption event put on by the Mayor's Alliance for Animals in New York City, and of course the Petco Foundation, as well as many other great sponsors that are all gathered here today. It's a great place to come and maybe find a pet of your own, but also to find out about adoption, about fostering, about chipping. They are doing chipping here, which is really important, so that if somehow your pet does get lost, you can find your pet and get your pet back, which is always nice. Yes, it just snowed 2 to 3 days ago, but all the snow has melted here in New York City. Most times snow doesn't even stick in New York City. If it sticks for a minute, and usually within days it's all gone. It's what has to happen for the city to keep moving and move forward. And there's just so many people here that it literally either gets washed away, melted away. We did have a couple of good days, or it just gets moved away by traffic. It's kind of an amazing thing. All right, so let's get the crew who is shooting this to maybe take another shot or two and then move on. We'll keep moving and find out. I guess we're going to go to Rough in a minute. I'm looking for Laura around here, but I think we're going to go to Rough. And then there's just a ton of great shelters and great rescues here, all with great information about adoption and stuff. So we're going to find out more about all of them. All right, you guys ready? We got to grab Rory. Where's Rory? I lost him. I don't know where Rory is, but maybe Adam can grab him. Yeah. So I see Rory. He's over there. Hey, Rory. Albert can grab him. Hold on. I don't want to go too far from Albert. So you see there's another crew here. Everybody's having a good time. We'll find out hopefully about all these before the day is over. Animal Haven kind of rings a bell and seems like a good one. I think they're out of New Jersey, and I want to find out about them. I have a feeling this is where we got Nikki from, but I don't remember exactly. Animal Haven, I'm Michael.
Hi, Alex. Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you. Where are you guys based?
We're in Chinatown. So
in Chinatown?
Yeah,
okay.
so we're right off Canal Street.
And then, so I guess I was wrong. I don't think we adopted Nikki from Animal Haven, but tell me about Animal Haven.
So we're, I'm not the person to ask. I'm not.
Okay. Do we have somebody I could ask back there? Somebody hiding? All right, here we go. Thank you very much. Tell me a little bit about Animal Haven. Okay. Make sure we get the Animal Haven shirt going. You got two cute animals right here. What's this?
Two seniors.
Two seniors.
Cheetah and Bear.
Cheetah and Bear.
They came to us from Miami. They were together for 11 years, and then they were surrendered to a high kill shelter. They were kennel caught and quickly put on the euthanasia list. And Georgina Bloomberg actually flew them by private jet to New York City.
Wow.
She works closely with Animal Haven.
Wow. So that's Mayor Bloomberg's former Mayor Bloomberg's daughter.
Yes, yes. So
Wow.
she does a lot of work with Animal Haven. We're down on Central Street, which is near Canal. We specialize in older dogs, senior dogs, abandoned and homeless dogs, obviously, and also medical cases.
So obviously medical cases, somebody who doesn't have any family passes away or can no longer take care of the pet, and obviously that makes a lot of sense why a pet would be surrendered. But other than that, how do these pets get abandoned and surrendered?
Several different reasons. Sometimes people move and they haven't made, the consideration about what they're going to do with their pet. Sometimes people go into nursing homes, so not necessarily die, but they no longer can take care of the pet. Sometimes they come down with their own medical issues that results in them not having the time or the funds to help an animal. Luckily there are a lot of great organizations, rescues, and places like Animal Haven, which is no kill. So regardless of what the situation, we will take care of these dogs for the rest of their lives. But we're hoping to find them forever homes.
That would be wonderful. And so Janny is writing in from Finland. What about dogs getting abandoned maybe because some of them get injured some of the time? Is that possible, like people not being able to care for a dog that maybe got injured?
We have seen that. We had a recent adoption, Fido. He fell off a building and broke his two back legs, and so he needed a wheelchair, and he does great on his wheelchair. He's only 2 years old, but the family didn't have the means. So they brought him to Animal Haven, and he did get adopted, and he has a wonderful family.
Is that what you do? If you can no longer take care of an animal, you should bring it to an organization like Animal Haven instead of just abandoning the animal?
Certainly, you should never abandon the animal, right? But there are a lot of rescues that specialize per breeds, and there's a lot of no-kill shelters in the city as well.
And what about in natural disasters? I know that in New Orleans and other places there were a lot of issues with animals, especially with the recent hurricanes. There were a lot of animals that were abandoned as people were fleeing. What should people or what can they do to help on both sides of that as you're fleeing, and then also once people have fled, what can the people who are here in New York or around the world do to help with these animals?
I will tell you that this has come really far. The animal advocates have really done a great job, especially in Houston and in Puerto Rico this year. What they did is they went in and they pulled a lot of dogs out of the shelters before the hurricane hit, knowing that it would then be filled up immediately during the hurricane because people have to evacuate. They don't know where they're going. They can bring their animal. So the animal advocates have done a great job clearing the shelters before the hurricane to make room. And this way the shelters have enough time and space to hold the animals until the families can come back and readopt or re-find their animal. We took in a lot of dogs from Puerto Rico, and also we took in about 15 dogs from Houston, and we kept them. Some of them, their families came back to get them, and some of them we got adopted.
And sometimes, everybody thinks they want puppies, but sometimes there are some great animals like these guys that are a little bit older, but also make great pets. Hi, Bear.
I say when I'm volunteering at Animal Haven, I spend most of my day talking people out of puppies. I basically tell them it's like having a child. Unless you work from home or there's several people in the household, puppies need 24/7 care for the beginning of their life. And if you're not going to donate that time to them, then a year later you're going to be surrendering a dog that is untrained and unadoptable at that point, or hard to adopt. So I think you have to look at your lifestyle. If you're a busy person, if you work full time, it's very difficult to have a dog under 2 years old that needs a lot of attention and a lot of energy. These guys are really low maintenance. Cheetah and Bear, I mean, they basically, I do work, but I have an app, so the dog walker comes during the day, whatever time I say, and basically that's all they need. They go out 3 times a day and they play a little bit, love a little bit, but they're really low maintenance.
Yeah, I hear that, and that's a good reason why you should be adopting them. It's funny, the chat is saying, Orgic is saying Bear is pretty massive, which is true, but awesome, an awesome pet, and then the owner says he loves Bear. These are beautiful animals, and you make some really good points, and I think that's great. How did Animal Haven get started?
You know, to be honest, I'm not sure. I've only been volunteering with them about 2 years, but we did just build a brand new facility down near Canal Street. We were in Midtown, so I don't know how long that they've been around, to be honest, but it's a wonderful organization. Absolutely.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. Good luck with the rest of the day and with Animal Haven. That's a wonderful organization, everybody. Thank you. Very, very cool. Yeah, Bear was awesome. It's just so many great animals. Let's go back here and find out about these dogs and pups and how they're doing. Look at this one. Oh, wow. This guy's cute. Hey, sorry. And this one looks exactly like Nikki. That's what I have. This is, and peeing too. That's always good. Hey, cutie. Wow. Very cute. There are just so many cute animals here, huh?
Yeah, it is. They're all over.
Hard not to walk away with a pet.
No. We already have one. You just want to see more.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, vale.
Do you have a pet?
Yes, his name is Brookie. He's so cute. He's 8 months old, and his birthday is in May.
Wow. And is it from a rescue, or did you get it somewhere else?
No, we got him from Colombia, and our grandparents raised him for 6 months because Colombia is like 6 hours away in a plane, so yeah.
Very cool. And you like him?
Yeah, I love him, but he bites a lot, but we can manage.
You're training him still?
Yeah.
And what about, take him for walks? You walk him?
Yeah, sometimes I walk him by myself, sometimes I go with my dad, and then sometimes I go walking with my mom after school.
What kind of dog?
He's a Shih Tzu mixed with a poodle.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Sounds like you got a good new family member there. Look at all these wonderful pets. You can see people looking at them, these guys playing, having a lot of fun. Some puppies. That's what the audience wanted to see. I know that Lovesy wanted to see some puppies, so here we got some puppies, which is really nice. We get some good shots of them. This is Owen, and this is part of the Rough House Rescue that Laura was telling us about before. Owen is a lab mix and has not yet lived with kids. And then, of course, Orson as well. So Orson is the chocolate puppy, very cute as well, and also, I guess, a lab mix. And you can see these two just enjoying each other and having a lot of fun and playing. Very, very cute. Look at that. Those are cute puppies. Have you thought about adopting a pet?
I would love to.
Who do you got to talk into that? You want me to help?
I think it's this guy.
What do you think? What do you think? I mean, look at, you could change a puppy's life.
I'd love to.
It's hard though in the city, right?
It's tough. You need a smaller dog.
What I've been saying is it's really important to be responsible. So not adopt a pet when you shouldn't adopt a pet or when you can't care for it. And then I think pet adoption is a great way. But also, have you guys thought of fostering a pet for like a week or two and helping get one out of a shelter?
Yeah, it's a great thing to do.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. These guys are cute, huh?
They're adorable. I can't stop looking at them.
I think you probably you probably shouldn't stop looking at them, but you shouldn't pet them, because if you pet them, that's it. That's the end.
Then you're in, yeah.
Then you're in.
Then you cannot.
No, you should. It's so cute, right? You should definitely pet them. I'm just kidding, but yeah, they're cute.
They're adorable, and love this day.
It's really special because I think a lot of people get to be introduced to pet adoption and pet ownership. Hi. How you doing? How you guys doing? You want to say hello to the Twitch chat, huh? You want to say hello to everybody. Here you go. Say hi. Very cute. The chocolate one is Orson, 3 to 4 year old, or 3 to 4 month old, sorry, lab mix, also not yet with children. Very cool. So if you're watching and you're in New York City, you can come out and check these animals out and maybe even adopt one or help foster one. You guys have a very tough decision now.
I know we do. We'll probably leave here with about 3 or 4.
There you go. That's the spirit.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much. Look at this guy, Houdini. Hey, Laura.
Hey, did you get a chance to find out what the difference between being a foster and just sending a dog to a kennel is?
Well, a foster is where you can take in a pet out of the shelter, kind of foster it for a week or two.
Sometimes 2 years.
2 years you can foster it. Okay. And you take and so basically you're giving more room for you hold it while it's waiting to get adopted, especially with the internet now. They can do it really well with pictures and everything. And so you hold it while it's waiting to be adopted, and you kind of care for it and all that. And then when it gets adopted out, it goes to the family that adopts it, or maybe if you can't handle it anymore, it goes back to the shelter. In the meantime, maybe another pet comes into the shelter. It opens a slot for a pet to come into the shelter that maybe would have been, unfortunately, on death row or whatever, who knows, and then you're able to then let that pet come into the shelter and maybe also get adopted. So it can be a really nice thing to foster a pet. You can also kind of housebreak it a little unless it's already housebroken. Adam and his girlfriend fiance Kara rather, she's going to kill me for saying girlfriend. I already see the emails coming. His fiance Kara have been fostering pets for the last few months, on and off, and doing some great things. Yeah.
Dogs, cats.
Dogs. They've been doing dogs. Yeah.
Wow.
They got some cute ones. It was very hard for everybody in the office not to wind up going, I'll keep that.
Right, exactly. But doesn't it break your heart when you have to turn it over? Oh.
What did you say, Adam? Hold on. Let me.
It's such a great thing to do, to foster a dog and foster a pet, but it is tough to give up the pet afterwards. But at the same time, you know that they're going to a loving home.
Do you feel like you make a big difference in their ability to make the transition?
Yeah, I think taking them out of the shelter environment and then putting them into a home environment helps so much. It definitely eases the transition.
What's it been like fostering? I mean, it seems like you get to realize the responsibility without having to have that responsibility full time. So maybe it was good for you guys because you might have adopted a pet and then not had the lifestyle that a pet right now works for. So I think you got to. Is that true?
Yeah, it's completely true. I mean, it's the perfect experience. If you want to adopt a pet, if you want a dog or a cat or so, it is a lot better to foster first, just to see. It is a lot of responsibility. It's a lot of work. And a lot of time. Big time commitment.
What you figure out now, too, is like when you have vacation or time off or maybe your schedule slows a little. And I don't mean your schedule. I mean Kara's schedule. When Kara's schedule slows a little, you guys could foster a pet for a week or two and then give it back and kind of have part-time ownership until you're ready for a pet, but also be helping a pet out. By the way, the owner says you look like you're going to cry because of the pet you had recently that you had to give back.
Oh yeah, Marnie, she was a great dog, and she got adopted right away. As soon as we brought her back, she had an adoption appointment and got adopted right away.
Wow, that's a really great story.
Do you stay in touch with these pets?
No, one of them, actually the first one we did. The first one we only fostered. There was we did it through Liberty Humane Society, which is a great shelter in Jersey City. They had a program where they wanted to clear the shelter out during the Christmas, between Christmas and New Year's during that break. That way, all the animals could get a taste of what it was like outside the shelter. So we had our first dog for about a week, and then we brought him back, and then he went to another foster right afterwards. So we kept in touch for a little bit, and he got adopted as well.
Wonderful.
It's just really, you think about how they move on to the next stage of their lives.
Oh, yeah.
Send Christmas cards, maybe.
Yeah, that would be great. I mean, it would be great to follow, see how they're doing and everything.
Facebook. Maybe you could make Pup Book.
Pup Book.
You definitely have to be like looking at these and just going, oh my God, they're so cute.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's tough not to want to adopt them right here. I mean, we can. I mean, we can foster dogs in the apartment. It's a building that might be a little tricky to really have a dog full time. There's not enough room in there.
This is a New York apartment.
It's a Hoboken one, so just about the same.
All right, let's check out some more animals. Thank you, Adam. Look at them. Look at this shot of these two. They're going at it. Is that the cutest thing, Adam?
Oh yeah, look at that.
Your mom's got a couple of dogs.
How old are they?
They're like 3 to 4 months old each.
Oh wow. So really young puppies. A lot of work, a lot of training.
Yes. Well, that's why sometimes it's good to adopt an older pet as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of senior dogs out there that are looking for homes, and I think it's better in some ways to get a dog that's already, it's already trained. That's not going to run around and pretty much tear up your apartment.
We're going to meet either a 4 or 5-year-old dog named Roxy, who's here waiting for us.
Okay, excellent. Looking forward to that. Adam, you got a couple of dogs. Your mom's got a couple of dogs that you grew up with, right?
Yeah, with Shetland sheepdogs. We have 2 right now, and they're great dogs, but they need a lot of room and a lot of running.
Yes, that is for sure. All right, let's see where Laura's taking us. Looking forward to seeing this puppy. What's up, Jason? How you doing? How's everything? Come here.
All good.
Give me a bro hug. There you go, buddy.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm doing great.
All right, excellent. Yeah, we're live.
Oh, all right. Well, hello. What are your followers called again?
The Terrific.
Terrifics. How's it going?
How are you?
I'm doing very nicely. It's a little overcast today, but still pretty nice weather.
I heard you're doing good in school.
I'd like to think so.
Very humble too. What do you think of all this?
Well, I've seen these events every so often, and to be honest with you, I don't know too much about them. So maybe you can you tell me a little bit?
Sure. So basically, what's happening here is people are learning about adoption. They're able to come and adopt a pet. They can get their pet chipped so that if the pet gets away from home, somebody can help them track their pet down. And in addition to that, they can find out about fostering pets. So maybe your schedule's too busy, your mom and your dad are too busy to have you have a pet, but you really want a dog. You can kind of get a hang of having the responsibility and also help a pet out by fostering it. So you foster it for like a week or 2, maybe up to 2 years, as Laura told me before, and then somebody adopts it like right out of your home, basically, through online and stuff. Or maybe you decide this is the pet for me and this is your forever home. In the meantime, while that pet is in your home, another pet can go into the shelter and be adopted, and there's room for it. So it's a kind of a nice thing to do.
No, I like that idea a lot. You don't have to have the complete commitment, but you can still kind of get the feeling. You can help a pet out, and you can still get the feeling of what having a pet is like. That's great. No, I've never heard of that before, but no, that's. I don't know. Maybe I can try and look into that, because I've considered maybe doing dog sitting, but instead of something very temporary like that, maybe it could be a more long-term thing. Really helping a pet for.
You want a pet, huh?
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Should talk to that guy over there.
I've tried.
I bet you have. I had a dog named Blaze when I lived in the building, and your dad would sometimes walk Blaze occasionally for me in a pinch, and it was like everybody would help out with Blaze, but he loved Blaze. He would pet Blaze and hang out with Blaze.
What kind of dog was he?
He was a Doberman. He was too big for the building. He was right. He was a little too big.
Yeah, he was definitely too. Blaze was, definitely one of those fearsome-looking animals. You'd say, okay, I'll keep on the other side of the street. But once you got to know him, he was the sweetest puppy in the world. And then he grew up to be quite a big Doberman. But Michael's dad, Stephen, loved that dog. And then when Michael moved in, it was like all the guys would like to hang out with Blaze and walk him. And
it was 110 pounds. It was a little bit big for an apartment. I think, and that's part of the point of this is knowing your limits where you are and stuff and having the responsibility.
Now, I want to see if they have any golden retrievers now, because he had Duncan, the golden retriever.
Right. I had a golden retriever when I was in medical school and training. Duncan, which all the local kids used to call Dunkin' Donuts, was actually named after King Duncan from Macbeth. And used to go, running and cross-country skiing and just do everything with that dog. Never had him on a leash. could take him. This was in Boston. Could take him into the city, and he would just stand right by me. I could cross. I'd say, Duncan, sit, and he would stay on the other side of the street.
You had to train him really well.
Well, it was one of those things where he just, naturally learned everything. I mean, it really makes you believe that, some animals are born with, more animal intelligence or take to training. I was living in a big house when I first got to Boston. There were a lot of people in there, and he got used to being around folks. But he was incredibly loyal to me, and it was just a wonderful, wonderful experience. But then he got older, and he was on a farm, and he passed. He was almost 15 years old, which is pretty old for a dog. That's 7 years, so it's over 100 years old. That's right.
It's pretty good. The owner wanted me to ask you. When their dogs are purebred, I don't know if you'd know the answer to that because you're not a vet, but maybe you have something to say. And what's up, Sniper Lynx? We'll show you some Huskies in a minute. I love Huskies.
Well, in general, the more genetic diversity, the stronger the species. So if there's inbreeding, whether it's in the human population, like the kings and queens, the royalty of Europe, in which hemophilia, was passed within the family because there was a lot of marriage between cousins, first cousins, in many cases. And then in animals, in many cases, crossbred animals are much stronger, much more robust. But of course, people, tend to want purebreds. And if you have purebreds, then if there's a genetic defect, it stays within the population, like in golden retrievers, hip dysplasia, and other problems with animals. So it's a trade-off between genetic diversity and not having a purebred in which you're looking for specific instincts, like sheepdogs. That herding instinct, you want to keep it within the breed, but you don't want to inbreed weaknesses, whether it's immune deficiencies or physical weaknesses. So it's always a trade-off.
Excellent. Well, that's a great answer. The owner would want you to have your own show, by the way.
I rehearsed that answer.
I think it would be interesting. We should do a medical show.
Yeah, we could do a medical and bring some veterinarians. I mean, there really is incredible work going on with cloning. I'm sure you've heard about that. Some of the stars who have cloned their animals. And the reality is there's, animals are, dogs, cats, they're mammals, and monkeys are mammals. And guess what? You and I, we're all mammals. So, it brings up ethical questions and, what one is trying to achieve. Certainly cloning and breeding of domesticated animals for purposes of food, cows and sheep and so forth have been going on for hundreds of years. As we talked about before, dogs came from the wolf line, and, there's been, domestication and many, many breeds have been developed specifically to have dogs that have either usage in the farms or, are smaller and therefore conducive to being in urban environments, or animals that have hunting instincts, like for hunters, birders, dogs that'll go and chase birds. So no lack of ingenuity on the part of humans working with our four-legged friends.
That's for sure. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. So. We definitely hope the Terrifics are enjoying this show. Tell us a little bit, Michael, about what the plans are for this afternoon. In terms of the broadcast and how long we're going to be. As long as you.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. It's as long as the crew and the batteries hold out, we're good. I think we can go meet a lot more people, a lot more pets. We can find out. Look, this dog over here is, being introduced to what could be its forever home, and it's just interesting. I think so. If the audience. The Terrifics love it as much as we think they are, and the crew is good because it's cold. As long as the weather holds up, there was some snow before. As long as flurries, as long as that holds up and the batteries are good, we're good to go till the end at 5 o'clock. And we'll keep everybody posted. We'll find out more and more about animals. We'll show some more about them, and we're gonna have a lot of fun.
And Jason, my son Jason here, his first time on BeTerrific Network. The Terrifics enjoy meeting you, Jason. You've been to Union Square many, many times, right? We live just around the corner, and Union Square is one of our favorite places. I must give a shout out to the City of New York, to Mayor de Blasio, and having sponsored the City of New York Adopt a Pet for many years. And now thank you, Petco, and thank you, Petco Foundation, for raising the bar and bringing this in even more more fully realized form to New York City, and I know there are events which will be happening all around the country this year and in the future, which again Petco and the Petco Foundation have really put their shoulder to the wheel, and BeTerrific is so excited to be working with Petco and the Petco Foundation and New York City, bringing this to the Terrifics and to our partners Twitch, and we're going to do more and more of this in the near future, and we're very, very thankful for it.
I think we should have you do a future med show, by the way, but you could always do a pet med show. We're going to take you guys to some more places. Welcome. It's your first time on BeTerrific. I didn't realize that. I thought you'd been on before.
And well, I'm so happy to have a chance to finally be in front of the Terrifics. I see all your staff and you, and I see so much talent. And
you're too kind. Thank you.
And it's great to be able to finally actually be part of it.
Come on, walk around with me. Let's go look at some dogs. How does that sound? Hey, do you come to Union Square a lot? I used to come to Union Square all the time to play hockey. I would play roller hockey right here as a kid. Yeah.
I've never seen that before, but I can see how that could be fun to do that.
They didn't do so many festivals and markets, and this place was all paved instead of these bricks, so we could play roller hockey here. And I'd come by 2-3 times a week and just have pick up hockey games. Let's find out what. Look at these puppies. What organization are you guys from?
We're from Second Chance Rescue.
Second Chance Rescue. Tell me about Second Chance. Let me get out of the way of the pets so that Rory can get a good shot. Tell me about Second Chance.
Well, Second Chance was founded by Jennifer Brooks, and we're mostly focused on rescuing pit bulls. But we do not turn down any dog that we find.
That's very cool. So you don't turn down any dog. How do you have the room for all the dogs?
We make room. We have a lot of fosters around New York.
Talk about fostering and how important that is. By the way, hi, Glory Me. Thank you for joining us. And we just got a new follower who I wanted to thank as well. Thank you very much. We're live, by the way. I didn't know if I told you that. Say hello to all the Terrifics.
Hi.
So tell me about Adopt Me, I think was the follower. Tell me about fostering and how important that is and what it does for a shelter to make more room.
Fostering is very important because a lot of these shelters are overpacked and most dogs are euthanized. So in order for us to have enough room for these dogs, we need fosters. Fosters are just as important as adopters are.
And you can foster for as little as a week and as much as I've heard 2 years. Is that true?
Yes, that's true.
What about pit bulls? Are there a lot of pit bulls in New York City that need homes and that are kind of unfortunately discarded?
Yes, there are. We have a lot of pit bulls that do need homes.
And so what do we do about those pit bulls that need homes? Is it harder to get them adopted?
It is a little hard. At the foster that I work at in Flushing, we have a pit bull that we've had for over 2 years, and it's been very hard to get her a home.
And why is that? They seem like great animals.
I think it's just the stigma that surrounds pit bulls. People think that they're very vicious animals, but I can assure you that they're not.
And so Second Chance Rescue has been around how long?
Second Chance was founded in, I believe, 2009.
That's pretty cool. What's this guy's name?
This is Pony.
Hey,
Pony is up for adoption. He is 3.5 months old.
Now, when you think about adopting a pet, you have a lot to consider, right? It's not just about, well, I'd like a dog.
It's like raising a child.
It really is. So, and you've got to think about, like, this guy's going to get pretty big, right? So in New York City, this might not be for everyone.
Yes, we do home visits in our applications to make sure that every dog is going to the perfect home for its needs.
So how can people help out Second Chance Rescue if they can't adopt a pet or they don't have, it doesn't fit into their schedule? How can they help out still?
We do accept donations, and we accept donations from our Amazon wish list also. Anything can help.
Yeah, that's great. Anything can help them. It's very important.
Volunteers are also very important also.
Even if you
don't, volunteers here.
You're all volunteers. That's wonderful. Even if you can donate like a little bit of food or some toys or a leash, anything, right?
Not even just monetary donations, but your time is also greatly appreciated.
Wonderful. This guy's so cute. I know. So cute. Glory Me loves this guy. Said very cute, and that's so sad for the 2-year-old pit bull. What's the 2-year-old pit bull's name? Or the pit bull has been at the.
She's going to turn 7 this year.
She's going to turn 7. She's been at the facility for 2 years.
Yes, her name is Big Mama Darla.
Oh, and do people foster her occasionally?
No, she's been at one foster for 2 years.
Wow. Well, it'd be great if we can get her adopted out.
Yes, I hope so.
Second Chance Rescue. What's the website?
Second Chance NYC.
Second Chance NYC. Thank you so much. Very cool. Very cool. There are just dogs everywhere here in Union Square Park, and you can walk from place to place to place. Now, there's a place called Wagging Tails I'm looking for. by the way. At some point we have to find them. They fly animals across the country to find homes for them. So if somebody has a home for them, they'll fly them across the country. They hook up with people who are traveling and get them to take them as a pet. Hey,
so I just found out that a cousin of mine landed in town. My cousin Aviv, he's here from Israel. We're going to try to bring him over, and we can find out, like, what's the scene in Israel with pets and adoption, and do they have anything like this in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem?
I think that would be very interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I think we could.
Is it literally like right here?
He's literally. Oh, there he is. Come on over.
Hey, Aviv, how you doing? I'm Michael. It's a pleasure to meet you. Nice to meet you. So welcome to New York.
This is my cousin Aviv, Sharif from Israel, just landed a few days ago in New York, going to be doing a graduate program in computer science and some related things. And we have a few questions. First of all, say hello to the terrifics out there.
Hi, everybody.
So what's the pet situation like in Israel? Are there events like this? Are there shelters for animals? Do people wind up discarding their pets? What happens with pets in Israel?
There are a lot in Tel Aviv, where I stayed. There are a lot of stray cats, and people feed the cats. It's actually a big controversy because some people are feeding the cats, other people don't want the cats to be fed, so the cat situation isn't exacerbated. But I love pets. I have a cat, and my mom has a dog. I actually adopted my cat. She was on the street for like 2 years, and then we adopted her. So
wow! So you're already in the adopt a pet frame of mind.
I'm in the pet business. Yeah, I'm.
Now, do you have shelters for animals in Israel as well? I would imagine you do, right?
Absolutely. So I adopted my cat at a shelter, and we had to sign all these forms saying, how long are we going to be out of the house, etc. So they do a very good job at that.
Very similar to how it is here in the U.S.
Super similar, but we don't have these sort of amazing events, so very inspiring.
So tell us a little bit about what brings you to New York, what you've been doing here in the United States. I know a little bit about it. It's fascinating. Our audience would love to hear a perspective of a young man that's here. You've completed some schooling in Israel, and now you're going to the next stage, and the work that you're doing, in a sense, relates to some of the things we have here in terms of education and wanting to expand opportunities and make the world a better place. I think that's a fair statement.
Sure. Yeah, I don't aim that high yet. But yeah, I'm interested in doing graduate school here, so I visited a university in Pittsburgh called Carnegie Mellon, and I visited Roosevelt Island. They have the new Cornell Tech campus over there, and I'm sort of debating between these programs, but I'm looking forward to moving to the States, absolutely. And doing
Carnegie Mellon's a pretty good program, huh?
It's amazing. They have a computer science department over there, and it's ridiculous, super impressive, so it made my choice much harder.
Tell us a little bit about the work that you've been doing in Israel, the school that you were attending, and what your research was about.
So I did some research in neuroscience and learning technologies. We tried to improve people's memories by teaching them to control their brainwaves. That's like a very short description.
Wait, say it again.
Yeah.
Controlling people's or helping people improve their memories by controlling their brain waves. Now, that's the sort of thing you don't hear about too often in our day-to-day walks through through life. So tell us a little.
That seems a little Total Recall-ish to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's going there. You could do all kinds of stuff in the future. I guess it could go wrong and it could go well. But yeah, nowadays we can hook you up to this gear and you can see your brain waves. And with more research, you can learn to improve certain brain waves. So in our case, we taught people to relax, and when you meditate, for example, you produce brainwaves that are called theta waves. And apparently those brainwaves also help your memories consolidate. It was pretty cool.
Well, so to bring it to the event that we're at today, over the years, back in the 70s and 80s when I was in undergraduate and medical school and doing research, there were a lot of questions about the use of animals, to do medical research, to do scientific research, and there was, appropriately so, a wave of concern, and rules were adopted to make sure that the compassionate use with animals. There are some treatments for humans that you really can't do the research unless you have animal subjects, and there's a trade-off then, how to do that to the extent that it's possible to do things on a benchtop as opposed to doing it on animals. Are these some of the issues that, in terms of the research you're doing, is there ever a discussion of these ethical issues?
Look, it's a really sensitive topic. I personally don't do research with animals, but a good friend of mine does, and it's hard. I mean, they produce these mice, basically, these genetically modified mice, specifically for research, and they order them like you would order a commodity, and when the research doesn't go well, they're discarded. It's a hot topic, but then a lot of medical research couldn't be done without that. So I don't have a strong opinion on it, but it's...
Right, and I think it's fair to say that, much lower on the evolutionary scale, like squid, some of the original research in neuroscience was done on giant squid axons. And I guess, maybe others would disagree, but we don't feel that much of a sense of responsibility if, we're catching squids and dissecting them and taking the axons out. As you get higher and higher on the evolutionary curve to mammals, and even higher than that, primates and so forth, it becomes much more of an ethical challenge. And, there are constantly trade-offs that are required. It's wonderful to see in an event like this that there is so much compassion for animals and more of a respect for how we have a shared responsibility.
And maybe less and less animal testing.
Look, there is a matter of psychology here, because if you think that we relate more to animals that are more like humans, like cats and dogs that look like us. But there's an ethical question here. What about the other animals? They're also feeling things, feeling pain, maybe emotion. Why don't we care about them as much as we care about animals that are similar to us? So it's a big question. I don't have the answer.
Well, and one of the things, the field that you're in, computer science, as we get better and better modeling, we can do research further and further out without having to go to animal subjects, and then only at the end, when you really have to know what the clinical impact of a therapeutic is or an intervention, maybe do more limited animal testing so it reduces the impact on sentient and living creatures.
Is there a need, especially with like cosmetics? A lot of cosmetics test on animals. Is there really a need for Gillette to take my razor that I shave my head with and test it on an animal before they sell it to me, or making cosmetics either use animals or test it on them?
Sure. Well, without pointing a finger at any particular company, because whether it's the company you just named or any other, there are commercial realities. There is a need to test products and, something that's going to go in your skin, the cosmetics industry. But if we can do this on tissue cultures as opposed to doing it on live animals, so much the better. So, as with everything in life, there's a trade-off. Whether it's the food that we consume or the cosmetics or the therapeutics, we have to make informed decisions, all of us, on how to do this in a healthy, respectful manner, but at the same time recognizing that things need to move forward, and sometimes decisions are made on one side of the ledger, sometimes on the other. But there's no black and white answers. There's a lot of gray. In my opinion.
I think it's a good answer, and we should strive to, as you said, use less and less animals for testing as much as we can. Come on, guys, come on. One of the viewers, Sniperlings, keeps saying they want to see huskies. So let's get a shot of huskies real quick. I saw some over here, and here's a husky. And Sniperling said rescued his husky. Glory May says rescued the cat from a barn. That's wonderful. This is a husky, huh?
Yep.
What's this guy's name?
This is Shadow.
Shadow.
He's 4 years old.
Very cute.
Yes.
Hey, Shadow, how you doing? What's up, big guy? What's going on? Can I get a paw? Paw? Maybe a paw? No? No? How about a sniff? A lick? No? Nothing. You're just hanging. Husky's like, it's not even cold enough here for me yet.
Oh yeah, they love this weather.
You got another husky over here, right? Yep. You're just holding that husky.
She's a baby.
She's a baby.
She's 4.
4?
Yep.
4 months?
No, 4 years. She's Shadow's counterpart. They're a bonded pair, so they have to be adopted together.
Wow.
They should. Always in twos, like Noah's Ark.
This is how. So this one's 4. Shadow's 4. Shadow's a lot bigger, right?
Yep.
And I mean, they need a lot of room to run, though. You don't want to put these in an apartment in New York City.
You can. Some huskies here. We want to get down with your brother. Some huskies can with proper exercise, especially when they're a little older. So typically older than 3, their energy levels get a little bit lower. Obviously, that can't be guaranteed because we see 15-year-olds that are running circles around puppies. So it's very manageable as long as you're walking them and you're giving them the proper exercise for their exercise level. They could live in a closet.
Huskies are beautiful. They shed a lot, though.
I love them.
They do. Yeah, it's very manageable though with proper grooming. You can get the coats blown out, especially when they start shedding. Shedding their coat 2-3 times a year with the seasons. It's very, very manageable.
I'm just so curious. You called this one at 4 years a baby. So when do they stop? What's the cutoff point?
There is no cutoff point. Yeah. Every dog is a baby.
This one's he or she is I mean
she.
You just picked her up like she was nothing.
She's just a baby, right?
These two specifically too could definitely go into an apartment in New York because they're both just so calm. Yeah, they're very mellow for Huskies.
Right? What's the difference between Huskies and mini Huskies?
So mini Huskies are mixed with different breeds.
Or
Could be
they're
Pomeranians, and sometimes they're often misnamed. They're actually Cleocais. Cleocais they look like Huskies. They're very, very small, but they're not a Husky per se. She's a smaller Husky. She's about 40 pounds, but she's full Husky.
Beautiful eyes.
Yeah,
Beautiful eyes.
She's got a heterochromia. That means they have one blue, one brown, or one and one. And then one of her eyes is it's a party eye. So part of it is brown and part of it is blue.
This one is the party eye.
Yeah.
Does that mean that it's easier for them to see in different kinds of conditions?
It actually is an urban legend that if they have, or Native American legend, or
they have one blue, one brown.
One brown. One sees into the spirit world and one sees into the normal world.
I love you could just give her belly rubs. It's unbelievable.
She loves her belly rubs.
She's
They
just
both
like.
do. They would literally lay on your bed all day and get belly rubs.
That's what I'm seeing. I'm like, she's just hanging.
Yeah.
She is.
So if you were to describe the personality of a Husky, what would be the characteristic?
Crazy. Yeah, there is no personality for a Husky because they are all of them.
Yeah.
They are lovable, they are rambunctious, they are sweet, they can be crazy. They're literally every personality that you could name.
Adam, they want a close up of the eyes of this one right here. Maybe we can make that happen. So when you say crazy, you mean like super hyper and run around?
They could certainly be hyper. They're just, they get zoomies, so that means they run around and
They can be destructive.
They can be very destructive, yeah, for sure.
So like a 4-year-old. Boy.
4-year-old.
It really depends. The owner of Husky House, actually, she had a Husky who was crazy until the day he died. So, and he was like 13 years old. So.
Oh, I'm saying like a 4-year-old boy forever.
Like a human boy. Yeah, okay, humans. Yeah, we don't specialize in humans, just dogs.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. Yeah, it really all depends on the particular Husky's personality because, like I said, there are Huskies out there that are 15 years old and can be running circles around puppies, and then there's 2-year-olds that mellow down. It's really just...
Are there a lot of Huskies that need to be rescued? Do people not realize the responsibility often when they when they adopt a Husky?
Huskies, lots of working breeds. Huskies seem to be the new it dog that we've been noticing. Everybody wants a Husky, thanks to like Game of Thrones and different media outlets that kind of glorify these wolf-like dogs or dog Huskies, things like that.
They're beautiful. I always wanted a Husky as a kid. I just never had.
They're a lot of work, but it's very manageable. If somebody was interested in adopting a Husky and they don't have Husky experience, our suggestion is always to adopt somebody a little older. Typically, we like to say a year and older. That way, they can kind of get their taste of the Husky experience before they go on and get a puppy. But they're just as energetic.
Husky House is the name of the foundation?
Yeah, Husky House. We're in Matawan, New Jersey.
And where do people find out more?
HuskyHouse.org is our website. We're also on Instagram, Husky House NJ, I believe is the handle. And we are on Facebook. You just search in Husky House.
Janny's watching in Finland. He said Huskies are great. I imagine these dogs are often in Finland with the cold weather.
I would imagine anywhere that there's cold. We see them often in places like Arizona as well.
California, there's a lot of Huskies.
There's a lot of Huskies in need, and like the Carson City shelter.
Yeah,
they're all over the place.
And the Huskies, I imagine, in warm weather don't do as well, or they do?
They can. I mean, with the coats, it's both an insulator. It keeps them warm in the winter, and it keeps them cool in the summer.
Yep.
So obviously, they shed off their coats. They're heavier undercoat. As long as you give them, proper hydration, cool shade. Somebody stole our.
What?
Somebody just stole the puppy.
What?
Yeah, the guy he just stole our stuffed animal.
Oh, you scared me for a second. I thought it was a real dog. No, a stuffed animal.
The guy in the ground. Go get it. Go get it. Go get it.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I apologize. It's hard to kind of keep.
No, that's okay. I'm sorry. That's awful. I for a second I thought you meant a real puppy.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's somebody. People send us stuff to sponsor, different things that we do as far as like we offer discounts with different companies.
Your guy got him back.
Okay, good. Yeah. And they send us, it's a very expensive, it's called, what is it?
Cuddle Clone.
Cuddle Clones. It's like a My Twin doll for your dog. You could send in different specifications and pictures of your dog, and they make a stuffed animal exactly out of your dog. So they're very expensive. Thanks, Mike.
Here it is. Thank you. Just show it on camera.
Our stolen dog.
That's unbelievable. I kind of saw like.
You kind of like, especially with Huskies too, you always kind of got to keep your eyes on everything. So having Huskies in my home, I'm always like, oh my God, where is this? Who ate what? What is this?
Wow, that was pretty amazing. I mean, this is New York City, but that is terrible. We like to think these things don't happen anymore, and I'm glad we got that. That is got that back. And then how did the organization get started?
So Lorraine Healy started rescuing dogs over
20 years ago. The story goes that she always wanted a Husky when she was a child. And her parents always had labs, but they never wanted a Husky because obviously the difficult personalities and the stigma that comes with them. So when she was in college, she got her first Husky, and yes, she got it from a pet store, before she knew anything about anything.
I'm not. I'm just petting him again.
And now she has her own rescue and has 50 plus Huskies all the time. So that's how it kind of got started.
Yeah.
Wow.
Still to this day, she just any dog in need. We rescue any dog, regardless if it's a perfect dog or a dog that is sick. We take on a lot of medical cases. Our vet bill right now is a little over $130,000 just with one vet. So.
Wow, and you pay that off through donations?
Donations, fundraising, really any way that we can.
So I'm going to insert myself here. We have a wonderful interview
I know,
with
yeah.
our friends at Petco, by the beautiful picture wall. Thank you so much.
Sure, of course.
Thank you so much.
Worries.
And it's just so wonderful, what's going on here.
Yeah.
It's a bit nippy. What
it's
is
cold.
it?
It's husky weather.
March comes in like a lion. Is supposed to go out like a lamb. Yeah, not this year.
Out like a husky.
A husky. Exactly. All these nor'easters that we've had. So
We're good. Let's go.
We're going to go over.
Husky House.
Husky House. Yep, that's us.
Excellent. Thank you. And
thanks for talking with us.
thank you for sharing the story and for telling us about it. And watch out on this guy. That's crazy. You really scared me, though. I thought like there was a puppy behind the thing.
Oh
I'm
my
so
God.
glad.
We would get murdered if that thing went
We
missing.
would never, ever hear the end of that.
So we have a new subscriber I'd like to give a shout out to. The new subscriber is Glory Me. Glory Me, thank you so much. I think you just started watching today, and I'm glad you like everything, and you followed and subscribed, and that's wonderful. Everybody can subscribe and follow and do all sorts of great stuff, and we have a lot of giveaways coming up at Auto Show this week. We'll be at Auto Show. The New York International Auto Show all week, starting Wednesday. We got a lot of great stuff planned for that, including a stop at a comedy club after Auto Show on Wednesday. We've got a surprise possibly on Friday we're working on. We got a lot of great stuff, and we're here for, let's see, another 2 hours and 45 minutes. We're going to be here showing you some cool puppies, some very cute puppies and dogs, and maybe even some cats, and telling you about the importance of not only adopting but fostering and the responsibility of having a pet as well, and hearing some great stories, continuing to hear some great stories like the one we just heard. And yeah, that was pretty amazing. I guess we do kind of have everything, right? We now have pets who or stuffed animals getting stolen in the middle of New York City right in front of us. That was kind of weird. I thought the guy was with them. I saw the guy grab it. I don't know. And then I thought they were talking about a real puppy. So that was pretty amazing. So we do have, welcome, by the way, Glory Me. Thank you again. We do have, New York City is not usually that sketchy, but there are parts and there are people, and unfortunately that stuff happens. It hasn't. It's not like that since the 80s. I remember it like that in the 80s. My father would park his car on the street for 3 minutes and the window would be broken. It was nuts. Anyway, that was pretty crazy. And then there was something else I was going to tell you. But anyway, so we've got a lot going on in the chat. And yes, they should secure that. Sniperlink says they should secure that stuffed animal if they don't want it going anywhere. And I agree. And thank you for sharing the stream on Facebook, Janny. We're having a lot of fun. All right. We've got a very special guest on coming up now. Yeah.
Do we have a few minutes?
I don't think so. I don't know, but you tell me.
Well, why don't we start?
I think.
Hey,
how you doing, Tony?
Good, Harry.
Anthony Stern.
Hello.
Welcome to the New York City and.
I just want to know, did you copy this off of what is the character that you got to find in the books?
Where's Waldo?
Where's Waldo? This is like the Waldo outfit without the red and white.
Wait, you're asking me. You're the one with the 4-year-old. You should know.
I should know that.
Hey, listen, guys. Just because you're dressed in a drab fashion today doesn't mean that people can't dress up festively for this festive event.
I love it. I'm just asking.
I just bought this great Tibetan hat, Nepalese hat, on the way here.
Did you really?
I did.
That's
And
amazing.
not only that, but I bought 2 and I gave 1 away already.
Not to me?
Not to you, but next time.
Should have given 1 to the Huskies. Did you see the Huskies?
I haven't seen the Huskies yet.
How you doing today?
I'm good.
Excellent.
I'm better now talking to the 2 of you guys.
This is a live event because in the background here we've got 2 people that are doing their best to talk over us, and hopefully our voices are coming through. But we do want to spend a few minutes with Tony talking about some of the wonderful work that he's done over the years and how it connects. But we have an interview which is supposed to be coming up, right?
Yeah. And we could ask Dr. Tony Stern Anthony Stern about animals and the psyche, like you were saying, which was the question
I'm
before.
going to just lay that down really quickly.
But you know what?
Let's
wait.
Yeah, can we wait? Because we do have an interview. No, don't worry about the noise. We're good. We're good, right, Albert? Yeah. We handled a lot more noise than this at CES, which is what somebody said in the chat. Sniperling said that. And by the way, the other thing that happened at CES that just happened here is the security guards at CES stole our chairs, and we caught them on our Arlo cameras because we had more tech than the security guards. But the funny part is that or the not so funny part here is some guy ran off with that stuffed animal, but they got it back. It's a great thing. Yeah.
Oh, good.
So let me do a little introduction. Dr. Anthony Stern, Tony to his friends, and to you as well.
Or Dr. T.
Dr. T.
That scarf, it's getting cold. I'm going to take that from you. No. Go. It's okay.
So Dr. T is a distinguished psychiatrist and treats adults and children, and has been involved with many interesting initiatives in education. And one of the things that you and I have actually talked about are pets and how pets, play a role in our lives and have made an impact on patients, and how they're being more and more incorporated into medical treatment. So talk to us a little bit about that.
I'm going to provide a brief list of 3, a trio. I'm going to shout out to number 1, pets, number 2, Union Square, and number 3, love. Not necessarily in that order. First of all, Union Square. This is like a home to me. This is one of the major, amazing places in New York City. If you haven't been to New York, make sure when you come on the trip to New York to check out Union Square. Amazing place for a lot of reasons. That's number 1. Number 2, pets. Pets are key to many people's homes and really provide a glue to a lot of families.
But you're a psychiatrist, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so how important is it for people in their psyche to come home to a pet? Like, is that something that's important? Some animal that greets them, that's happy to see them?
Some either human animal or regular animal, either one. I would say this. The 3rd on my list is love. Love is love. It's important to come home to be greeted by somebody, whether animal, vegetable, mineral, or human, who loves you and whom you love. So the key there is, if you gravitate toward a dog or a cat, and it's easier to love a dog or a cat than a human for a lot of people.
Why are you looking at me when you say that?
Because you look like you want to be adopted, Michael.
Actually, because you look like a combination of a dachshund and a dachshund and some form of kitty cat. That's why.
He grew up with a Doberman Pinscher. There's a little bit of Dobie in Michael.
Thank you. Maybe a little husky, a little Doberman.
Yeah, you're a little husky. You are husky. You could lose a few pounds.
No. Michael is strong like you have no idea.
Strong like bulls.
You should see him out on the ice. When Michael's skating on the ice, he may not be the tallest guy in the world, but he'll just
The great thing about not being on the ice is he won't see me coming.
Yeah, exactly.
I saw the movie last night, speaking of animals, Black Panther. Anyone see it?
Well, everybody's seen it.
I just saw it last night. And you know, those, a little bit of a sidebar here. Those, you know, the guy does the shofar type thing, and suddenly, like in Avatar, those big rhinos appear. And talk about charging. That's a serious.
But the owner reminded me, you're not the first person to call me Husky on camera. My mother is. Michael.
Okay, well, your mother and I are teaming up to set you straight, my friend.
Oh. So is it a fair statement that if you're feeling a bit lonely in life, or you need something to kind of bind you and a special loved one, or for the family to kind of come together in a unified way, a pet is one way to do it.
Or music is another, but the two together are twofer.
How about a pet playing music?
Perfect. Perfect. Or, all right.
Let's get a shot of this, guys.
We got it. Adam's over there. We're on top of it.
That's right.
I want to get one of those T-shirts, so I'm going to scurry now.
Can you get two? One we can give away to the audience? We'll give the Terrific something. All right. Wow. I'm going to be more polite than that on camera, I think. I think I could have used a Winston Churchill line on him, but I think I'm going to stay and be more polite. I'll be a gentleman. All right, so where's our guest? We have a guest coming, right? Oh, Tony. I didn't mean Tony. I meant a guest.
Trying to get a T-shirt.
Tony's going to get a T-shirt. Hold on. Let me ask Laura. Hey, Phyllis. How are you? Hi. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Excellent. I'm Michael.
Michael, I'm Suzanne Kogan.
It's a pleasure to meet you. I almost dropped the microphone. So you're from the Petco Foundation, which is a wonderful organization that helps look out for pets all over the country.
Yep, I'm the president of the Petco Foundation, and we've been around since 1999. And, you know, our goal is really to help more pets get adopted, and we say create a life-saving nation. So we do adoptions in our Petco stores. We invite all the animal welfare groups to showcase adoptions in our stores. We've done 5.3 million adoptions in our Petco stores.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Now, does Petco also sell pets? Somebody asked me that earlier in the week, one of the viewers, and as I was telling them that we were going to be here, does Petco sell pets, or are all the pets for adoption?
So Petco has never sold dogs or cats. So all the dogs and cats in the store are for adoption. We now only adopt out rabbits too. So we partner with groups around the country to just increase the number of animals being adopted.
That is wonderful. Now, I imagine you take a lot of steps. It's not just walk in and, oh, there's a cute puppy or a cute kitten. You got to take the steps to make sure it's the right home and the right fit. And for the people too, they need to know that it's a responsibility. It's not just hey, it's Easter, let's get a bunny.
Yeah, you know, I think all the animal welfare organizations throughout the country, I think they do a great job really finding information about the animals and letting people know as much information as they can. And so, you know, there's really a pet out there for everyone, right? So if you're athletic, find one that's athletic. I always think it's less about what the animal looks like, and it's much more about what are you looking for, what's your lifestyle, and find that perfect pet for your lifestyle. Because there really is a pet for everyone. You know, cat, dog, bunny, there's a pet for everyone.
I think that that is very true. I have an adopted pet named Nikki. Before that, Lexi, and I think that it is very important to adopt a pet. And to know that you can go to a Petco and adopt a pet is just really a wonderful thing too. Because I think in a lot of cases, it makes it even easier if people don't know where there are shelters, but they can Google to find out shelters near them as well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we encourage everyone to come to a Petco store or go to your local animal shelter or go online, and you'll find rescue groups around the country, right? You know, and also if you build that relationship with someone at a store, we also have, I think we have some really great people in our stores to help make that adoption successful, right? So if you have a dog that's pulling, we have wonderful harnesses that prevent them from pull. You know, if you need some dog training, everything like that too.
I was going to say, the one thing about Petco is that you guys seem to, and this event is a typical kind of thing, right? It's not only about the events, but even in store, you have the support system for pet owners. So you have ways to introduce them to trainers. You have ways to introduce them to dog walkers. You have ways to introduce them to grooming, whether they get grooming at Petco or they go somewhere else. Toys, harnesses, and also the resources and tools to get the help they need when they're starting out, and of course then there's different foods and all sorts of things. It's really, I would say Petco's a resource. Is that a fair statement?
Well, so we always like to say, we're always working to help animals get adopted, and then there's that post-adoption support, and that's what we think Petco is. I mean, they are there to support you through the journey of your life with that pet, because it's all about making that relationship and that bond stronger every single day.
Now, tell me about the mural, the tile mural. Adam was just getting a shot of it. I don't know if we showed it, but Adam, maybe you can go back there and shoot that mural. That's people who have sent in tiles, pictures of their animals.
Yeah, so it's part of our Love Changes Everything campaign, because when you adopt a pet, the love of that pet will change everything in your life. It's not only that day that you adopt it, but every single day after, your life is going to be better. I can guarantee it. And so our mural mosaic is made up of individual photos of people and the pets that they've adopted. And a lot of times they'll tell us a line or two about how that pet has changed their life. And even on the little billboards there, every single photo, it's just individual photos, telling that entire story about how love changes everything. And to me, that just really it brings it all to life, right? Everyone around, there's so much love in their life because of adopted pets.
How did you get to be the president of the Petco Foundation? That's pretty amazing. It sounds like a pretty awesome job.
Okay, so yeah, I consider myself blessed. I always say I have the privilege of serving, right? It's the best job around. I don't know how else to say it. I mean, we get to help pets find homes, and we also raise money and then make sure we get the money out to these organizations. So we've raised and we've invested in animal welfare organizations throughout the country over $200 million.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
It's really amazing to see all these organizations here, all these wonderful ones. I know there's one called Wagging Tails that I got to find that helps get animals flown to owners. So if there's an animal in California that can't find a home, that somebody in New York that wants it, they'll help get it flown by people who are flying back and forth for business or for pleasure with their family. They can take a pet with them, and then they pay the fees, and we're going to go find out more about them. But I think there are a lot of great, wonderful organizations. Sniperling says watching and loves the cool mosaic, and he's just subscribed. So thank you, Sniperlinks. Thank you so much for doing that, and welcome, of course, and loves the cool mosaic. I think you guys have done a great job here today. The mosaic is beautiful. It's a great message, and it's great that people can send in their photos and stuff. Are you doing more? Could I still send in a photo of my family and Nikki?
Oh, absolutely. We want all the photos to be up there. We want all of them to be part of that beautiful mosaic, which, of course, I hope everyone remembers. That's all Patrick McDonald, too. It's really his creation of that magical moment when a pet is adopted, right? When the hands come down and take that pet home and the hands for that pet go up, it doesn't get any more beautiful.
How would people do? How would they submit their photo? They go to the Petco Foundation website?
PetcoFoundation.org/SnapLove. And you can do it right from your camera, you can take your little selfie, or you can do it right from Facebook, too.
Talk about this event here today and how you guys dreamed it up, I guess, about 15 years ago.
Oh, this event here?
Yeah.
15 years ago? No, we just dreamed it up like about a month ago.
Oh, that's it? This is the first one? Somebody said before it was 15 years.
Not for for the Love Changes Everything campaign, we've done twice, but for the photo mosaic, right? This idea just sort of came about.
Oh, I meant for this event here in Union Square, though.
Oh, for the event in Union Square, they've been doing the Adopt-A-Paloozas in Union Square for many years. So.
And Petco and the Petco Foundation was involved in the very beginning, I believe.
Yeah, we're always partnering with the Mayor's Alliance and bringing all the groups in New York together to find animals more.
It's really wonderful. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks. We got to have you on again soon, and it's been great. Thank you. This has been wonderful. This is a wonderful event.
Thank you.
And one of the Petco stores, by the way, is right there. I used to go to that store all the time to get my dog Blaze some treats and leashes and collars and all sorts of stuff. So the viewers wanted to know what Israel's like. They say that they've only seen it in movies. Come on, let's walk as we talk. They've only seen it in movies, and I've never been to Israel. And I always think I have a very weird movie representation of Israel, because I think of like it's probably a lot of sand and grit, and I always think that there's a lot of good things that go on, a lot of great technology, and a lot of good medical coming out of Israel. But I also think it can be a very scary place because of all the unrest and the tension. What's it like?
Right. Look, obviously what he says is true. Like, there's media overrepresentation of certain aspects. So I don't feel that it's dangerous to live in Israel, except in very specific times of tension, But in the big cities, if you live in Tel Aviv, it's very similar to living in New York or in any Western city. And yeah, lots of startups, lots of technology. It's great.
Does anybody seem to care that the embassy is moving in Israel, that the U.S. embassy is moving?
I don't. But for a lot of people, it's a very big deal, and they're saying, thank Donald Trump for doing that and everything.
And it's a positive thing or a negative?
For many, I think especially more right-wing, hawkish people, it's a very positive thing because it sort of acknowledges that Jerusalem is the capital and the valid capital. So, yeah.
Would that just be a normal in Israel? This would be like what it would be like in Israel. This would be a normal day. You could walk around, see some kind of street fair.
Absolutely. I mean, Tel Aviv has a great food scene, has a great nightlife scene. That's what people are focused on in their day-to-day life in Israel, and not so much on conflict, politics, etc. Actually, only the south of Israel looks like how you would expect. A desert sort of, and even there, it's pretty nice because you can go hiking and craters and stuff like that. So,
what do you say we see some more pets? How about that? Since we're here in Union Square, live in New York City, at this wonderful All for Love Pets event. It's all about adoption. It's all about getting your pets microchipped. It's about all sorts of different things, and it's really a wonderful event. Thank you, by the way, for giving us your time. I don't know where Aviv went now, but let's talk about the Pup Stars Rescue in New York City, or Pup Stars Rescue NYC. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Great. Tell me about Pup Stars Rescue and this guy right here. Is that a pit bull?
Yes, this is a pit. This is Lyria. She's 4 years old, good with kids, other dogs, everybody. She's very sweet, house trained.
Very cool. And why do pits, in your mind, seem to be animals that need rescue so much?
There are a lot of them in the shelter system in New York and all over the country, and unfortunately they get a bad reputation. But as you can see, they're totally sweet dogs.
Tell me about Pup Star Rescue.
So we are a non-for-profit rescue. We're a foster-based organization, so all of our animals are in foster care until they're adopted. We don't have a physical shelter. We rescue dogs from the city shelters, and then we also work with an organization out of Tennessee. So a lot of them come from there. And we've been around since 2015.
Excellent. Very nice. Very cute puppy here. And I think the foster aspect is so important because fostering really helps.
Yeah, we can only save as many dogs as we have fosters to take them in. And then we can also give you more information about the dog, how it lives, how it does in a home, since they're in foster care.
Very cool. How do people find out more?
Go to our website, is www.pupstarsrescue.org.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck the rest of the day. Lots of cute puppies here at Pup Star. Very cute. And you see lots of people looking for a new forever home, or a friend for a forever home. Absolutely. There are a lot of great animal shelters that are here too. We're going to check those out in a few minutes, that are trying to give away or get adopted pets. Get pets adopted, I guess, is what I would say. Somehow, some way, I just saw Jill walk by me, my wife, and I don't know where she went. I was looking for her. She just literally blazed by, which was pretty amazing. Like, while I was interviewing Aviv, I saw her go by. That was interesting. I don't know. That was interesting. Anyway, it's a wonderful event here in New York City. How's everybody doing? I'm so excited that Sniper Links, subscribe. Thank you, Sniper Links. That's wonderful. And for all you guys for following us and for subscribing. Somebody asked about the auto show. We're going to be at the auto show Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday we're going to do a ride in like all sorts of great cars. And so it's 9 to 5 p.m. Eastern, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 28th, 29th, and 30th. And then on Saturday we're going to go 11 to 4 doing rides. So it's going to be amazing. Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Great. Can I ask you about Muddy Paws?
Sure.
Tell me about it.
So Muddy Paws is a foster-based rescue in New York City, and all of the dogs that we have today have been in foster homes for about the last week, and they are available for adoption today. We've had 19 pre-approved adopting meetings today. We all went home with awesome adopters, and we have just a few dogs left for adoptions today.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And so have you adopted some dogs out here today?
Yeah, we've adopted about 20, 25 dogs yet, or so far today.
Wow, and I mean, there has to be a thorough process, right, that people go through. So how are you able to do it so quickly here?
Yeah, so we have two routes that people can take. First is to getting pre-approved. So they would sign up online, and then within about a week, they would have a conversation with someone to do an interview, and then they would be approved. Or if you wanted to adopt a dog on site, you can fill out an application and meet with one of our adoptions counselors who will walk you through the process.
Wow, and then they can come here and actually see the pet, and meeting the pet is really important before you adopt it, right?
Yeah, we don't allow adoptions without meeting the pet first. So everyone has to come and make sure that the pet is right for them. We definitely encourage making sure that the pet is right for them, that's the right fit, and going to be what they're looking for.
Very cool. 25 dogs, that's amazing. Some of them were prearranged, I imagine.
Yes, of course.
And then people get to go in there. That's I guess your truck, right?
Yeah, we rent out the truck from North Shore Animal Leagues.
That's a wonderful organization on Long Island in Port Washington called the North Shore Animal League.
Yep, exactly.
Many friends of mine in high school went there and volunteered and helped out. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Very cool organization. So can we get inside that truck and take a look?
Yeah, if you want to go in the truck, there's a line that goes that way, and you can walk on through.
Okay, very cool. We're going to do it in a little while. How do people find out more about Muddy Paws?
You can visit our website at muddypawsrescue.org, and find us on Instagram, Muddy Paws Rescue NYC.
And how was the organization founded?
We have a founder, Rachel, and she's around here somewhere. But yeah, if you want to grab Rachel, that'd be great.
And so well, I guess I'll ask Rachel if she's going to grab Rachel.
Yeah, she'll be able to.
That sounds good. The audience, the Terrifics, are asking me to interview a dog. They want.
We have some dogs walking around, actually.
I might have to do that by the end of the day.
Yeah, of course. One of our fan favorites, Duchess, is walking around here somewhere.
Really? Where's Duchess? I'll interview Duchess.
Yeah, she was walking around earlier. Let me see if I can.
Okay, you locate Duchess. In the meantime, I'll stand here. Look at just everywhere you look. There's a cute puppy. Did you adopt that? Are you thinking today? Really? Really? Right now, you're still filling out the paperwork? Wow.
Yes.
What's this guy's name?
This is Reed. She's a girl.
Girl's name. Hi, Reed. How are you? Are you looking forward to going home? You got a new family, a forever home? Yeah. Yeah, very cute. And how long have you been thinking about adopting?
Oh, forever.
And so, what made today the day?
We met Reed. That's what made today the day.
Were you like pre-approved or anything? Did you go through the process, or you just
came here to finish our approval? Yeah.
You came here to finish the approval. Very, very cool. And Reed is how old?
3. Is that right? 2, 3.
2, 3. And Reed was a foster dog too. Like was fostered first.
Yes.
And what made you want a pit? A lot of people are afraid of pits, but I've always known them to be wonderful dogs.
They're so sweet and so smart, and they just have a bad reputation because we don't treat them well.
Very true.
Humans, not us.
Yes. Right. All right. Well, good luck with Reed here. Congratulations. I'm sure you guys will have a lot of fun. Have you done anything to prepare the home yet?
I mean, it's...
You're like, there's a Petco right there. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, good luck. Good luck, Reed. Have fun. Bye, Reed. The O-Nerd says hello. This is Rachel. Hey, Rachel. I mean, I'm Michael. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
You must smile so big when you see this happen.
Yeah, this is awesome. I didn't know she was going home yet, and this is great. This is great to see.
Bittersweet for you, probably. A little bit sad because you love animals and you probably somehow got a little bit attached and a little bit of time to read, but in reality, really excited as well.
Yeah, it's always great to see them go home because, the more that get adopted, the more we can take in.
Yes, absolutely. Tell me about starting the organization.
Yeah, so we are just about over 2 years old. We've had about 1,700 adoptions in 2 years, so we kind of hit the ground running and hasn't really stopped since.
How did you get the idea of founding this organization?
I actually moved to New York to be a musician, and I had a lot of free time, so I was fostering and I was volunteering. I got involved with a couple of different rescues. Eventually decided that the best way to help would be just to start my own. So that's what happened, and that's where we are.
What kind of music?
Musical theater.
Very cool.
Piano player.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, I certainly think the organization is great. I like that you have people pre-approving, and you got like a pretty good process going here. How'd you figure all that out? Because a lot of the other rescues may have a process, but I don't think it's as smooth as what you have.
Thank you. We're really trying. It's been a process, over the last year or so, working it all out. We let people apply online, get pre-approved. They can apply here in person and get approved by talking to an adoption counselor. We actually just got our iPads fairly recently, so we have 15 iPads that we're using to track the dogs in real time. We try to keep things as smooth as we can, and it's really, we try not to let disorganization be a barrier to adoption.
And it's great. It's a cold day here, but it's great that so many people have turned out. It's great that the animals are here. I know that it's a little cold for them, but hopefully it'll be worth it if they find their forever home, and if people, wind up at least learning something about pet adoption. What are the keys to pet adoption? You can't just go and adopt any pet, especially I think a lot of people around the holidays, whether it's Easter or Christmas, think, oh, I'll just go and get my child a pet, or I'll just get my friend's child a pet, or my nephew or niece a pet, and you got to think a little bit more than just, hey, let me go grab that pet, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a process, and we work with our adoption counselors on how to make the best match with somebody. People will apply a lot of times just to get pre-approved with us, and then they work with their adoption counselor on what dog would be the best match for them.
And a lot of times it's about responsibility and all that stuff, I would imagine, too.
Absolutely, yeah. A dog is a big responsibility, financial, time, everything. It's a lot of people, don't think that through, and our job, as on the rescue side, is to try to figure out who really is ready for a dog, and we want to make sure that the dogs, are not going to come back to us 2 days later, which, it happens sometimes, and we'll find them another home. But
thank you very much, Rachel. You're doing a great job. Congratulations. We're going to come back later to try and get a little inside look at the trailer with some of the pets.
Sounds good.
Thank you. MuddyPaws.com?
MuddyPawsRescue.org.
MuddyPawsRescue.org. There you go. Thank you, Rachel. Congratulations. I like the coats. Speaking of coats, here's my wife, Jill, who looks very cold in her coat. How you doing?
Freezing.
Yeah. It's cold out here.
Yeah.
How you doing?
I'm good.
What do you think of this event?
It's good. It'd be nice if it was a little warmer. I think it could be, the dogs, the cats would feel a little better. But.
Yeah. There's a place I've been looking for all day that you told me about.
I can't find it. I looked because I'd love to maybe foster for them, and I figured signing up in person would be great, but I don't see them, and I messaged them on Facebook,
Waggy Tail,
Instagram, and
Wagging Tail.
No, it's Waggy Tail.
Waggy Tail. Yeah. And the idea, I remember this from a couple years ago. We were traveling, and you were going to try and bring a pet home from LA.
Well, they're based in New York.
Yeah.
But they do something called Waggy West, and they have volunteers. It's something newer that they started, but they have volunteers that are in LA, and I think they also have a small contingent in Texas as well, and they pull from shelters out there. So when people are flying back to New York, they have a lot of small dogs out there that are not as popular as they are here, obviously because of all the apartments. So they will reimburse you for the flight of the dog, which is usually only about $150, $100. I'm not sure how much it is, although it's getting harder and harder to do that, and you've heard some bad things in the press lately,
But these are dogs you can bring into the plane, not put underneath. Yeah.
No, but the things have happened with that.
Sure, I know. Yeah.
You just have to be educated and know, what to do. But we've done it, and it's not been a problem.
Right.
But so they reimburse you. They give you the bag for the dog, and if you're already taking the flight, you can save a life. Bring it from California or Texas. Bring it back here. The foster usually meets you at the airport, takes the pet, and you save a life. Open up a shelter,
very good
spot for somebody else, and it's a cool thing, and it's something I always say to you, can we do it? And not that I get the chance to fly so much, but it would be cool. Can we do it?
Oh, you're trying to give somebody a hint.
No, because if you're already flying, it's a wonderful thing. You already have.
Do they do Vegas? That's too bad because I would do it. I'm going to Vegas soon, possibly, and I would do it. By the way, say hello to the Terrifics.
Hey guys. How
Say
you
hello
doing?
to Sniper Lynx and the O Nerd.
Hey O Nerd. Hey Sniper Lynx.
How about Jenny?
Hey Janny.
Jenny's watching in Finland.
I know. He's probably colder than I am.
Did you see cats? What do you think? You had a cat when you were.
Cat. That was my first pet. Pepper.
You had Pepper.
Yeah.
I had 17. A cat named Micho, a cat named Mazel, and then I had Kitty.
Really a good name, Kitty.
Kitty, yeah. That was the one that my mother and I got a cat. We couldn't. We adopted it kind of on the middle of the road. Not her. My father basically adopted it from my mother. Wasn't that nice of him? He said, Michael's coming home with a cat. And good luck with that. I'll see you later.
At least you didn't get rid of the cat.
Right. And we couldn't agree on a name. We called her Kitty for 3 weeks and finally just said, all right, it's Kitty.
That's okay.
Yeah. And then I had, my father had a cat with his third wife named Micho, and then Mazel, and then I got one named 17 because I got it for my birthday, which was the 17th of March. Yeah. Exciting.
No comment.
I know. All right. I was very creative with the names. Do you want to see some cats, though? We haven't seen cats yet so far. So maybe Rob can get a good shot. I know we're having a little bit of trouble getting the B-roll camera up. So we'll show one of these cats here. I don't know what the cat's name is, but I do want to.
I don't know.
I do want to ask about the cat rescue.
I used to fall. Well, when I was young, when we had the cat, we had cat and 2 dogs. They all slept in my bed, in my twin bed. You see, they do that in there.
Oh, this is a Stretch.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was the name. I thought that it was saying Stretch. The cat is stretching out or something.
From the Bronx.
He's from the Bronx.
Yes, all of our cats are street rescue.
My wife is from the Bronx too.
A lot of good mammals come from the Bronx.
Stretch was about to make a run for it. Hi, Stretch. How you doing? Jill, what do you think of this cat? You think Stretch is good looking?
He might be the least stressed out cat here. He's kind of loving all the attention. He's so ready to be somebody's cat.
Tell me about the organization.
We are Bronx Tales Cat Rescue. We only do street rescue. We're, obviously based in the Bronx. We do a lot of TNR.
What is TNR?
Trap, neuter, return. And that is for feral cats and also strays and homeless cats. And it's not a perfect system, but it's a way to kind of safeguard the lives of homeless and feral cats.
And how did you start the organization?
A friend of ours had done it in a kind of ad hoc way for maybe 20 years, and then sort of decided to get a little more organized about it. We formed a 501(c) and got a group of kind of like-minded people together. It's a very consuming sideline. It's not actually a job, but it is a sort of a central part of our lives.
And how do you guys fund this organization? Through donations?
Yeah, principally. Yeah, we're principally funded through donations. We're very much like a ragtag band, but a very vigorous one, I will say. Yeah.
Talk about the benefits of having a cat, especially in a place like New York City, where maybe having a dog is a little bit harder, and also buildings are a little bit more limited where you can move.
Well, there will be a certain amount of sacrifice. It will have an impact on your choices in housing. And then, a cat allergy is not a small thing. So as far as like partners or your roommates and stuff, it will have to be a consideration. We expect people to be loyal to them. And but I will say this, that, New York City or anywhere else, having an animal opens up a certain side of your being human in a different way than anything else really can. You know things about yourself. You communicate in a different way with an animal than you can with another person. And I think it adds a dimension to your life and to your just experience as being a person.
Street cats have a very hard life, especially until they get homes. How are they able to, I guess, assimilate into homes and stuff? Because I would imagine
we do. Yeah, it can be hard. We do a process. Well, first of all, we don't offer them for adoption until they are really ready, until they are good on their litter box, till they have a temperament that we're sure that will be compatible with a family. There are cats that are not right for every situation. There are cats that would not be a great fit for really young kids, let's say. But you know, there's such a variety of cats that we feel like there's some sort of lid for every pot, you know. But we allow everybody to do a 2-week tryout period.
Oh, wow.
Because, look, the cats don't always make a brilliant debut. There might be a resident pet who is going to be very mad at you for invading their perfect life. So we feel like in 2 weeks, though, it's a good amount of time to sort of everybody get their legs under them and, you know, kind of be their regular self.
Great. Thank you very much. How do people find out more?
We are bronxtales.org, and also learn about TNR. That would be really helpful if the public knew more about that.
Well, so you say learn about TNR. Is there something that the public can do to help? I mean, you said TNR is trap, neuter, release. I imagine you want to get these cats adopted, but at least trapping, neutering, and releasing them puts them out on the street so that they don't, puts them maybe back out on the street, but so that they aren't breeding.
It's not a perfect system, but it protects them from diseases, you know, more than anything else possibly could. Particularly male cats who get really beat up if they're not neutered because they fight for territory, and that makes them subject to infections and other diseases. So it's very hard on them. An outdoor cat who is not spayed and neutered is going to live maybe 2 years. You know, a cat that is spayed and neutered in a managed colony, I've run a managed colony for 12 years and have had FIV positive cats in the colony, and, you know, I can't protect them from everything, but all in all, they can do pretty well.
Wow. Well, that's great. That's wonderful. It's called bronxtales.org?
And we're TAILS, of course, because we're oh so clever. Yes.
Thank you so much. Good luck. Thank you. Stretch needs a good home, everybody. And Sniper Lynx and the O-Nerd are having fun. Yes, that almost became a street cat again, but not quite. And apparently the O-Nerd says, I've read that cats like lasagna. I think everybody likes lasagna. No? It's not good for them.
The animals? I don't know. Nikki hasn't told me. I don't know. I haven't made it for her. I'll let him know.
Yeah.
I'll get back to him on that.
I thought, where did we get Nikki from? I know Pet Finder, but I thought
Animal Rescue Force.
Animal Rescue Force.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was off of Pet Finder.
I thought Animal Haven was how we did it, and I got excited when I saw them, and then they're like,
no, I mean it's.
They're like, we're in Chinatown. I'm like, no, we didn't go there.
No,
So
it's
ARC.
somewhere in the middle of nowhere, New Jersey, that we drove down, like in the middle of like a rainstorm.
Yeah, and then Nikki jumped on the back of the deck of the car, like the back deck in the car. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go. You want to look at another place? Do we have? Is Rory? We good? All right. Rory's got the B-roll cam back for everybody. Cats also hate Mondays, studies show. That's a Garfield thing, right?
Yes.
This is
Garfield and Odie. They're great.
This is the guy, by the way, Jill. This is Patrick. Oh, you did? You watched the interview? Yeah. This is Patrick. This is my wife, Jill.
You're awesome. I followed you. Yeah, you're great.
It's awesome. I was just saying, you did such a great job.
Thank you so much. She had the plates on her car, on the license plate on her Subaru.
As soon as I made them, I went and got them. I thought it was great. So.
Oh, that's great. Where in Jersey do you live?
We're in Fort Lee. I grew up in Jersey, but we're in Fort Lee now.
Oh, cool.
Well, I just wanted to introduce you and say thank you, and thank you again. You were phenomenal.
Hey, you were great.
And you are phenomenal.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you, President.
Thank you. Have a good one. So that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
There aren't many people I could introduce you to that you might get excited about, so I thought I'd take that opportunity.
Thank you.
I don't know what they're doing over here, by the way, but I think they're doing a little bit of training and a little bit of trying to indoctrinate you to find trainers. Yeah, the sign that says dog trainer would probably give it away. Yeah.
I know you're new to reading.
New to reading, yes. But this is kind of a cool area. And then over there they've got, do you want to get on a look at this bulldog. Look at this little bulldog. This little bulldog is so cute. Rory's chasing it.
Oh, it's cute.
Very cute. So I think maybe we can try and board one of these buses to look at what the animals are like, and we'll bring Rory in there. They're the Huskies again. Those Huskies are cute. This is a nice event, isn't it?
Yes.
So here we go this way. Yeah, they got a great turnout. I'm really excited about it. Oh, there's another crew in there. This event is so popular, there are multiple crews around. And so there's a crew in there now. There's not going to be room for all of us. Let's head back over there and find out. There's Meow Parlor. Have you ever heard of that? The first cat cafe? What do you think that could be? By the way, I can't spell Sniper Links. That's why I can't spell your name, but I certainly can say it. So I think that is funny. Oh, they want to know how you like the vegan pretzels. Have you had one yet?
No, I haven't.
This is where I got it. It was in this very spot, not this spot, but in this place they have the farmer's market.
But I broke it, remember? I said when we were sitting at dinner.
What?
The pretzel. I grabbed the
Yeah,
basket, remember? I could go, oh, but
you thought they were a little hard.
Yes.
All right. Hey, how you guys doing?
Good.
What's a meow parlor? World's first cat cafe.
City's first cat cafe. So we have a bunch of rescue cats that are up for adoption, and our sister company's macaroon parlor, where all these macaroons are from, and customers can get them from the bakery and bring them over to the cat floor to spend some time with the cats.
So you can enjoy the macaroons while. That's awesome.
So coffee and pastries with the cat.
Yes, exactly.
How'd you think of this idea? That's pretty cool.
I'm not the one who thought of it, actually.
Who thought of it? All right, let me get back there. You got outed. That's funny. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Great. How'd you think of this idea?
So I had the Macaron Parlor bakery for a while, and I just thought I really like cats. Like, how great would it be if there were some cats here? So we decided to open a cat cafe. I have a bunch of rescue cats. I have 5 of my own. And we thought if we could do something that could really, really help cats, like, why not do it?
And so you have a rescue where, so you're not actually making I guess I'm thinking this through, health code violations and stuff. It has to be like next door.
It is next door.
Right. So you buy it from your bakery, right?
Yeah.
You go next door, you sit and hang out with the cats, and that's where you can go and sit. But since you're not making it in the same space as the cats, it's good.
Yes, exactly.
Well thought out.
You too. I mean, you thought it right through. So that's exactly what's going on.
I did watch a lot of Matlock as a kid.
Nice.
You're like, who's that? And Kojak is a relative, see? Kojak? No. I'm dating myself. Never mind. Okay. Anyway, it's a lot colder with my hat off now. So tell people how they can find out about the cat rescue.
Okay, so we're Meow Parlor Cats. Come check us out at meowparlor.com. And also, we are throwing an event next month called Cat Camp. It's Jackson Galaxy's cat camp, so you can come see Jackson Galaxy, hang out, learn more about rescues.
What is Jackson Galaxy's cat camp?
Jackson Galaxy's cat camp is an event that is part celebration, part shopping, part adoption groups, and a lot of it is education and advocacy. Our goal is basically to get more people involved in animal rescue.
I imagine cat camp would be the cat Olympics. Like, do you have the cats running up those things and down those things and upside down and playing and clawing? No, none of that?
No, I wish.
Just about adoption.
It's about adoptions, but also how you could get involved with animal welfare.
That's pretty cool. And then the macaroons, is that a special recipe, like a family recipe or anything?
Not my family. Someone else's family, probably. But
Well, I mean, you just take it out of a book. I'll just start making macaroons one day. Let's see. There's these things. They're called macaroons. They involve coconut.
3D printed. Actually,
Wow.
So I learned how to make them in Paris. So I came back here. No one was really making them at that time, so we decided to start a bakery.
When was that?
2010.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. And then do you sell them around the city as well as in the bakery? Like, I mean, do the restaurants take them and pastry shop?
We have 2 bakeries, and then we do a couple of wholesale, but mostly the best place to go to is to our shop.
What is the key to making a good macaroon?
Patience, not freaking out, and love and care.
Got it. And you work at the cat side or the macaroon side or both?
Both sides.
Very nice. Where is it?
You could go check us out. The bakery's at 44 Hester, and the cat space is at 46 Hester.
And that's in Brooklyn?
Manhattan.
Manhattan? Yeah. Wow. That's downtown, all the way down by Wall Street.
It's Lower East Side, touches Chinatown neighborhood.
Got it. I know where it is. By Allen Street.
Yeah.
Yeah. And these are all empty because the cats have all been adopted today?
We're not even sure who these belong to.
That's hilarious.
So they're just here for show.
Take them for your place.
Oh, I wish, but our cats are all there. They're all waiting to get adopted, and they're nice and warm today.
That was a good move. If it was nicer weather, you would have brought some cats?
Probably not, because our cats have free roaming space.
That's very nice.
So going into a cage probably would freak them out.
Do they not get along? Do they all get along, rather?
Depends on the cat. It's like people. Do you get along with everyone? No.
I get along with everybody. Everybody. You'd be shocked. No, I don't. Thank you so much. It's the Meow Parlor. It's down on Hester, 46 and 44 44 Hester, right? 46 and 44 Hester. How's that for a memory? Hey, can you hold this for a sec so I can put... There's the chat. Say hello to everybody. The macaroon size is very interesting, I think they're saying. Are you typing something? Uh-oh. I'm a little worried now. I got to put this thing back on because my head is cold. There we go. Thank you. You want to keep walking?
I gotta go get Jack.
You got to go get Jack? All right. All right. Sorry. Drive safe. Thank you for coming. Good to see you.
For all 5 minutes.
For all 5 minutes, yes. Did you enjoy that? Look at, they're already having fun with their dog. You saw that, right? That dog just got adopted.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that dog.
Yeah, I did too. Pit bulls. People need to adopt pit bulls, don't you think?
Pit bulls, I'm surprised they didn't say anything, were originally the nanny dog.
They were.
Yeah.
So they would look after kids.
Bred to take care of children.
Wow.
See, I'm a plethora of information.
We give Jack a hug for me. Give him a big hug. He likes big ones.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for coming. Only 5 minutes. Did you enjoy this event?
I did.
It's pretty cool, right?
Too bad. I don't see them. I looked everywhere. I don't know.
All right. Wagging tails. Waggy tails. Waggy tails. I can get sniper links. I can get waggy tails.
Still wrong.
Waggy tail. All right. I'm going to go find it. We're going to walk this way. Let's go on to a thing. If they're here, we'll find them. Maybe they didn't make it. Adam says head over this way. All right. Bye, Jilly. There you go, everybody. Sniper Link says hi, Jill. Did she put Jack back in the cage? They want to know.
Oh, he travels everywhere in the crate. He's crate trained.
He's crate trained. He's with Grandma and Grandpa, and he's. Let's go on this one. This one. All right, Jilly. Bye. See you later. Wow, she came all the way in and then had to leave to pick up Jack. I guess he was ready to go home. He's with Grandma and Grandpa. He had a sleepover. Let's run up these stairs. Maybe I can take Rory in here. Rory, you think you can come in here?
Sorry.
Okay. Hold on a second. I'm going to let you fold that up.
There's no sink on this.
Ah, I hear you. Here we go. Let's go this way. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Rob, you're going to thank me for this. Rob, it's nice and warm in here.
Follow us on Instagram also. You've seen pictures of them. They're really cute. They're not up for adoption yet, but they will soon. Do you know when? I think it's in the next couple weeks.
This is... You know what? It's going to be tough in there with that camera. It's not going to happen, right?
No, it's not focusing.
Oh, we've got a focus issue. I don't know.
Push auto.
Sounds good, yeah. It might be the distance.
Hold on one second, everybody. We're going to make this work.
Yeah, you might have to go in there.
I don't know. Hold on. We lost focus on the camera. Maybe we can go to Rory's camera for a second while we do that. It's too tight in there with the bigger camera, so we'll just wander around here. Guys, how about we head... Oh, there you go. Rory's getting a great shot of some of these beautiful puppies. Look at that one. Oh, that guy needs a home. He needs a home. Tell me, this is all part of the Muddy organization, Muddy Paws Rescue. MuddyPawsRescue.org, I believe. That is a wonderful organization that we just learned about. And they're tied in with the North Shore Animal League. North Shore Animal League is a wonderful organization, animalleague.org to find out more. They're based on Long Island, Port Washington. It's definitely not a puppy mill, what you've got here. You've got a bunch of wonderful organizations, Sniper Links. Puppy mills are really sad places where they breed puppies to sell them. And they just breed and breed and breed and breed and breed puppies to sell them. And so this is not that. This is a wonderful organization or event where organizations that are wonderful have pets. So that's the only camera that has video right now. So hold on a second. Yeah. Okay. Well, you don't have audio, though, coming through there, right?
He has no audio on that?
Well, he has audio. Hold on, guys. We got to manage this in real time. Give me a second. Do you want to see if you can get that audio going on that pack while I hold that camera? Oh, no, you'd have to disconnect that camera. Oh, let's see. How are we going to do this? All right. Yes, you should feel bad for them, and I get that.
It looks
So,
like
hold
it
on.
is on macro somehow. I cannot find anything like here.
So, guys, we're just having a little bit of trouble with the camera here. Maybe a button got accidentally pushed or something. I'll tell you what, for a minute, why don't we just walk around and use that as the camera? Although, what is this? No, that's...
This is zoom. This
got
is
it.
magnification.
I got you. How about that? I think we're back. I think. Hey, what about pushing this button? Could that possibly work? I love when Gabe said that. Right in my ear, Gabe goes, "You fixed it. You fixed it, Michael." Yes. Yes, I love fixing things. I love walking up and just fixing things. All right, they're just gonna need a minute to get themselves readjusted and kind of reacquainted with it. Albert's just smiling and laughing.
As long as you don't have a problem with me,
It's all good. It's all good. These things happen. Let's go. Let's keep going. The crew needed a break. I'm so sorry, ma'am. How are you? Are you enjoying this?
Yeah.
Did you talk your mom into letting you get a puppy?
Yeah.
You did?
No, we missed out on the one we wanted.
Have you been in there?
We've
This
been
is a
everywhere.
great organization.
Yeah, we saw Muddy
You
Paws.
saw. Yeah, you've been everywhere. There are a lot of cute puppies. What are you looking for?
Something medium-sized.
Medium size.
Medium.
Have you talked to these people at Muddy
We
Paws?
walked around.
Yeah. Medium size. Oh, have you seen the ones back there?
We'll walk around again.
Yeah. All right. Good luck. Are you enjoying the event?
Yeah.
All right. Wow, look at this guy. Whoa. He just getting adopted? Hey. Oh, wow. So cute. So cute. I love seeing that. That's like the greatest thing. So you see that there are all these pets out there in the world that need homes, but when you see one get adopted, you feel so warm inside and so good. Sniper Lynx is like, that lady didn't want to talk. She didn't want to be talked into a pet is what she didn't want. She was like, that one's not right. Oh, that one's not good. All these cats over here. Lots of cats. Did we lose Rory? We might have lost Rory. And Adam. Hold on. Anyway. We might have lost the battery on Rory's pack. So anyway, we can go over here and we'll see. We didn't talk to all of these organizations. Well, this is Rough over here. So we did talk to, I think we talked to them. Oh, we didn't talk to them. We saw the animals. Can you tell me about Rough? I would like to know all about Rough. Tell me about what you guys do and the rescue that Rough is.
We're all volunteers. We are a 501c3 not-for-profit organization. We rescue from very high kill shelters from all over. Right now we're rescuing from some of these dogs and puppies. Only 1 in 100 are making it out alive.
Wow, so you're rescuing from shelters where they're kill shelters, and so very high kill shelters. So there'll be for every 100 puppies, maybe one gets adopted, and one makes it out alive. So you're taking the one out and trying to get them adopted, and in many cases, those shelters don't even have people coming to adopt.
No, they don't have people coming to adopt, and that's why we're pulling them. We have videos of dogs laying literally on the street with their babies on the side of the road.
Where are these places?
They are in Kentucky, Texas, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, New York.
And how many do you take at a time? How many can you take when you go and you grab them?
My director is transporting approximately 25 to 30 every 2 weeks.
Is it hard to do to coordinate, to organize, and then obviously to take responsibility for these pets? You have to, I imagine, fill out a lot of paperwork and coordinate with the shelters that maybe in some.
My director is working constantly all day long until like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. We have fosters based in different states that are taking the dogs out of the shelters for us until we can transport them here to Long Island.
And then a lot of times I would imagine you caravan them out if you can too, or you get like a big truck. I mean, my wife has told me some of these organizations like your own.
We have a transport service that we pay, and they drive here to us.
Wow.
Every 2 weeks, we have usually 2 vehicles coming up and transporting to us, and the expense is very high.
Yeah. The owner says that this is a very sad topic. This is what people don't want to hear. They want to see the puppies and the dogs smiling and being ready for a home. They don't want to hear the dark side of that. Sometimes they don't get to even this point.
Exactly. And what we're trying to do now is educate the public where these puppy mills are. You're really not getting a dog that you're paying $2,000 for a dog. You're really not getting a $2,000 dog because you're paying the breeder and then you're paying the store. Okay? These dogs all would have been euthanized. So when you rescue a dog, you're actually saving 2 lives. The life you took home and the crate or the home you just opened up. The foster home or the kennel situation. So you're actually saving 2 dogs when you rescue a dog.
It's really, really nice. And I know that there are a lot of organizations like yours out there that are trying to do this, and they're wonderful people along the whole chain. The transport organization, there are people who will go and try and pick up 20 or 30 dogs at a time and transport them to organizations like yours. Rough House Rescue, how do people find out more?
Okay, you can go on Rough House Rescue. We have a Facebook. We're on Instagram. We have Rough House Rescue New York webpage. We have, Sarah, like 3 different ones. You got the Instagram, you got Rough House New York, you got Rough House New York Foster, you got Rough House Facebook.
And people can foster with you guys too, so that it helps open more crates, so you can accept more pets. So that
again, when you're fostering, you're saving lives, because if you take a dog into your home and you're fostering that dog, that allows us to open up another crate at the kennel to bring up another dog. So now again, you're saving 2 lives again. Or if you take 2 dogs home, then you just save 4 dogs.
It's wonderful.
Yes, and we're trying to educate the public. Please do not shop, but adopt. Okay.
I like that. Don't shop, adopt.
Yes, don't shop. Please adopt.
There are enough animals out there. Don't shop, adopt.
Yeah, look at all these innocent lives that we are their voice. These are all beating hearts. And without my director and what she does, all these dogs would be euthanized. All these dogs all over here, all would be euthanized. So this is an amazing thing that we're all doing. We're their voice, and we're trying to educate everybody. Don't get your puppy mill dog and your designer dog. Help out the rescues.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're all volunteers, and we work very, very long, hard hours.
I know. I know. You guys do great. Rough House Rescue. Find them on Facebook. Find them on Instagram. And then you get supported by people buying your clothes and making donations and doing whatever.
And yes, also we do fundraising events throughout the year. So you come and you buy auction baskets, you buy lottery tickets, little raffle tickets from me. And from the rest of the volunteers, you go around in a Chinese auction, you put it in a tin of something that you'd like to win. So we really survive off the merchants. We go around, we get gift certificates, we make beautiful auction baskets. We have a big bingo event coming up on May 11th at St. Agnes Cathedral in Rockville Center. And we have pamphlets available for all information. It tells you all about when you foster, what you're doing, and how you're saving the lives of the animals.
We've been talking about it all day, but fostering is so important. Adam over there has been fostering quite a bit lately with his fiancee, Kara, and it's so important because you're giving another animal a chance to get into a shelter and have a space.
That's what I was saying earlier to you. When you're fostering, you're saving, actually, if you take 2 dogs into your home, you're saving 4 dogs, because you just opened up 2 crates at the kennel, and you did the 2 dogs that you took home.
Right. And if you adopt one, then you're saving 2 dogs, or you adopt 2,
Same
whatever.
thing again.
Yeah.
Same
Rob,
thing
let's
again.
get a shot of these dogs over here on that side. Oh.
What's your hashtag?
What's the hashtag?
What's the hashtag? Oh.
It's hashtag when you foster. Hashtag when you foster.
Oh, hashtag when you foster. Yeah, this is our new pamphlet that was designed to explain to you all about fostering and when you foster, what you're doing and how you're helping. And we also have cats and kittens.
And you guys are based on Long Island.
We're based on Long Island, and you come and see us every Saturday and Sunday. You can follow us. You can see where we are. We're by appointment usually. You fill out an application. You are then get a telephone call from a volunteer who interviews you. If you pass the first process, we check out your references and everything. You know, we're trying to get dogs into homes as quickly as we can so we can continue to keep saving them, but we got to know where our dogs are going. So we do a complete background check on you. We check your references. We call your vet if you've already had a dog. We send volunteers to your home to check the interior of your home, to check the backyard of your home. We want to know that our dogs are going to be safe. We want to make sure that you're not taking, 10 dogs into your house and hoarding dogs. So we want to know where our dogs are going. It's all about love, to make sure that they're getting into good, loving, safe homes.
It's very important, and I'm glad you guys do all the right things along the process, and hopefully maybe sometimes the foster home becomes the permanent home, but if not...
We have a lot of foster failures. There's a lot of foster failures. People take the dog into the home.
And never give them back.
That's right.
But, I mean, that's nice, but it's also nice to have foster because not everybody can take the dog, and it's nice that you guys check everything out. Now, Sniper Links said that he just went on and he hit the button on your Instagram to subscribe and follow you, so that's wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, please follow us. We're on Instagram quite a bit, and you can follow us and see our beautiful dogs on our page.
Absolutely. Rob, let's get a shot of some of these dogs. You want to walk us through some of these puppies and tell us what's going on? Oh, are you guys looking to adopt?
1 second, please.
Are you looking to adopt?
Maybe.
Go for it. Don't let me stand in your way. Come on.
Okay.
Do it. This is much more important.
We're going to be on TV.
I understand. That's fine. This is much more important than. Thank you. We'll just get a shot of the dogs. No. No. You help them.
Okay,
help them. They want to.
Yeah, I'll be with them in 1 second.
You guys good for 1 second?
Yeah, for 1 second.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely.
Okay. So this one's Benji right here. Benji's very
about
cute.
6 months old. Came from the High Kill Shelter. This is Ralph, who's got an adoption pending. We're hoping that Ralph is going home in a very short time. We're checking out the references now. Miguel also has an application. We're hoping that Miguel's going home in a very short time. This is Elizabeth. Elizabeth has an adoption pending. She's going to be going home also. She's a 1-year-old lab mix. Miguel is a 1-year-old terrier mix. Then we got Louisa here, who is a beautiful hound mix, about a year old. We have Boo, which also is probably going home as we speak, 2-year-old. Came into our rescue, hovered in the back of the crate, shaking like a leaf. Didn't want to come out. We take him outside. We sat him on the ground. He just sat there. He didn't want to do anything. And within a month, he's awesome. I had him out all around, walking around here with all the people. I took him up to the DJ. And he's going to love city life.
That's wonderful. That's great. Help those people. I want them to find their forever pet. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Cheryl. That's Cheryl. Everybody, we could keep looking, but let them find their pet. Right. This is Oreo, by the way. He's 1 to 2 years old. Yeah. These dogs. They all want to find their forever home, right? They all want to find their forever home. So we saw the ones in the back earlier. They're all so cute. And it's truly amazing what this organization is doing, what everybody here is doing, and what this street fair really is about. All for love. Look at these guys. We saw them earlier, but just take a look at them again. They're just so cute. How you doing? How you doing, puppy? How you doing? All right. There's definitely a couple over here I want to show you guys, and that's what I wanted to get to. These over here, you've got Gus and Gus's friend. I could see them from back there, and I just thought that Gus and Gus's friend are so cute. So I don't do the Scooby-Doo voice. That's really John from Classically Trained. I could try, but I'm not a Scooby-Doo voice guy. All right, we'll go find out. This is a very busy area. This is wonderful. I'm glad to see so many pets getting so much attention. Let's go over here. Is the he's done with batteries? Batteries are dead? The Live View pack. Wow, I did think about bringing an extra battery since we're only taking 2 packs, but all right. It's the cold weather. Yeah, the cold weather. How are we doing on this pack? 3/4. That's pretty good. So interesting how batteries work. They all react differently. Oh, look at these. Are these beagles? Are these all beagles? Are these all beagles?
No, they're Greyhounds.
Oh, they're very cute. You guys are talking. I'll interview you in a minute. No fingers, please. Oh, come do the interview. You guys are all together, I guess. Scooby-Doo. What's up? No, you're not the face of the rescue. Who's the face of the rescue?
You are.
I am. I'll be the face of the rescue. Okay.
You let it out. Everybody knows what's going on.
You're with
These
the rescue?
kids- No, I'm. We're talking about getting adopted, but we're from North Carolina.
Okay.
So we're trying to figure out
how you make that happen.
Exactly.
It's hard,
Out
right?
of state is not easy.
Right. And did you come here specifically for this event?
No. We came for business, and we just walked around, and we love dogs. We have 2. So.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what kind of dogs are these again?
It's a red blood hound.
Red
Hounds.
blood
They're
hound.
hounds. They're
Ki-
going to grow up to be about 70 pounds, right?
Wow. Okay. So tell me about the organization and the animals.
We're a foster-based rescue from Staten Island.
These are so cute. Look at those guys. Rob, forget it. Just shoot the dogs. We'll keep talking. But these dogs, look at those two.
Red tick, red bone
Okay, so they're all different. So those are Rottweilers.
Rottweiler labs, and these are red bone hound mixes. These are going to be like 70 pounds. They're going to be big dogs.
Okay, so the black ones down at the end are Rottweilers, and these are red blood hounds. Tell me about the organization first. You guys are based in Staten Island.
Right, we're foster-based, so we pull from high-kill shelters, to give dogs a second chance, and we adopt out. We do weekend events. We try and connect families to new pets.
That's wonderful. That's really, really wonderful. I think what you guys are doing is great. How were you started?
Our founder's not here.
But how was it started?
I don't know.
Oh, you just got involved. You volunteered.
Yes, I'm a volunteer.
Tell me
How
about.
it started. I don't know how. I really don't want to be interviewed.
You don't want to be interviewed? All right.
You started from our founder, Emily Gear.
Yeah.
She is from Cincinnati, Ohio, where she went to college. So Louie's Legacy is actually both in Cincinnati, Ohio, and Staten Island, New York. Like Amy was saying, it's a foster-based rescue, so there's no shelter environment. All the dogs are kept in homes during the week, and then the only time they're out for adoption events is on the weekends, Saturdays and Sundays at like PetSmart and Petco, and then these special events that we come and do with them.
This is wonderful. These animals are wonderful. They're very cute dogs.
They are. They're very cute.
Are these dogs are these hard to find homes for? Rottweilers and also the bloodhounds?
It can be a little difficult. The hounds more than the Rottweilers. Rottweilers usually come out with their breed experienced owners that are looking for them. The hounds are a little more difficult, especially here in the city, because they bark. They're big barkers for apartments and. Like him.
So you maybe look Long Island more than you do Staten Island. Hey, what's up, big
for
guy?
A little bit of a walk, and he liked all the pigeons, so that could be difficult for hounds.
You said he went after a pigeon?
He likes to chase the pigeons.
Ha! Well, that's an interesting one, folks. You don't want me to ride you, trust me. I weigh a little bit too much. At least according to Dr. Anthony Stern. All right, hey, show these guys here, Rob, if you can. Those guys, the audience, the Terrific said maybe seem a little tired, but the Rottweilers over here, they look like they're just having a blast. So these guys have an exhaustive week with families, and they come out to events like this. This is wonderful.
Yes, we actually had their moms. So their moms were in shelters, pregnant, and we've had them for a while, since birth.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yes, and they're adorable.
Wonderful. Well, very cool. Thank you so much. How do people find out more? It's louislegacy.org?
Yes, louislegacy.org. You can go on our website. Is it back there? And that's at our Facebook page. We have Facebook, we have Instagram, Louis Legacy.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You
Have a
too.
great rest of the day. Wonderful. Look at that. So you see, like, hounds are harder in New York City. Would you have ever thought that, Adam, that hounds are harder?
No, I mean, I don't know too much about those kind of hounds.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah.
Cute, though. Yeah. The one thing I have to say is I wish they didn't call it second chance for these dogs, because to me it's like a first chance. They never got a first chance. And I think that second chance makes it seem like the dogs did something wrong, and the dogs didn't in these cases. So I'm so sorry, ma'am. I wish that they would say, like, we're giving them a chance, not a second chance. But I'm glad that they're giving them a second chance, and I love the adopt, don't shop, adopt, right?
Adopt, don't shop.
Adopt, don't shop.
Yep, adopt, don't shop.
Adopt, don't shop. Let's go this way for a second and see if we can see what's going on over there at that. That looks like a cat adoption. That looks like a cat adoption. Like it could be a lot of interesting cats and felines. Do we know where Rory is, by the way? He's doing what?
He went to the car to
Break it down? Okay. So, hey, how's it going? Are you guys do cat adoptions?
We do have cat here, but we only have 2 cats.
Only 2 cats left, or
We only had 2 cats to begin with.
Only 2
but
cats to
mostly dogs.
dogs? You do dogs too.
Yeah. But we only have 1 dog out of 5.
That are still here?
Yeah.
Wow. Cute. What's this guy's name?
Annie?
This girl's name. Tell me about the organization. How would you tell me about the organization?
Sure. BeTerrific is over a 100-year-old cat and dog shelter. We were one of the first no-kill shelters in New York City and the United States. We're here with we have 3 locations, Manhattan, Wantagh, and West Hampton. And we're here with 5 dogs and 2 cats because yesterday we were at another event and we had completely adopted. Everybody was adopted yesterday.
Wow, that's wonderful.
So we're excited, yeah.
My wife just talked to me in my ear. It's funny. We have this thing called Unity. It's an intercom system. And my wife got on it. She was here a few minutes ago, but she had to leave to pick up our son. And she said, you know what's so great about adoption is it changes your life in every way imaginable. Some ways you don't even know till later on. She said, if she didn't have Lexi, I wouldn't have met her, which is true. I met her because she was coming in from a walk with the dog. We were living in the same building, and we didn't know it. And it was a big building. It was like 400 units. And so she happened to be in the lobby walking the dog or coming in from a walk same time I was leaving, and we kind of said hello to each other. So it's very true. Adopt, don't shop. Adopt, don't shop.
Exactly. And, we get somebody like Annie, who is 8 years old, and she is the sweetest dog, right? She's just looking for a great home. She loves other dogs. She loves other humans. Cats, maybe not so much. But she'd make a great pet. And people would, I think, she's already pretty trained, right? So there's a dog for everyone or a cat for everyone in an adoption situation.
And what kind of dog is Annie? She's maybe she's a couple years old, maybe like 2 years old.
She's 8 years old.
She's 8. Oh, you said that a minute ago. I didn't pick up on that.
Doesn't she look great?
She looks amazing. And so sometimes getting an older pet not only saves an older pet's life, but is better for your situation depending on who you are.
Exactly, because, puppies are great, but they need a lot of attention, a lot of training. That's like a baby. Whereas Annie's like pretty much homegrown, like housebroken. And
What's Annie's story?
She was owner surrendered. They could no longer take care of her.
Oh, that's sad. How long has she been with you guys?
2 months.
All right.
And BeTerrific is the kind of place that we will take care of the dogs and cats. They always have a home with us.
And do you do foster as well? Do you send them out for
fostering? Only in a situation where they're not ready for adoption. So, for example, they're having a medical issue, or they just gave puppies or kittens, or we also do hospice. So if a dog or cat is ready for adoption, we prefer to keep them in the shelter and make them available so they find their forever home.
Where are you guys based? You said the Hamptons, West Hampton, I believe you said?
We said West Hampton, Wantagh, and in the city we're on 38th and 1st. Actually, that's where we were first created over 100 years ago.
100 years ago?
Yes.
Wow.
And our founder put her location there because people would try to drown their unwanted cats and dogs in the river.
In the city?
In the city. So basically she set up her spot there, and she was Scottish descent. So that's why we're called BeTerrific, Stay a While.
Wow. That's an amazing story. It must have been one of the first shelters of this kind in the city, I would imagine.
Exactly. So, and she was very much an amazing founder. So it's a great organization. We volunteer, and it's really super well run. And as I said, if a dog cat can't find a home, we'll continue to take care of them all their lives if need be.
Wow, that's wonderful. How do people find out more?
BeTerrific.org.
BIDEAWEE.org.
Yes, BeTerrific.org. Thank you.
BeTerrific.org. You got cats, you got dogs. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Congratulations on 100 years.
Right? Over.
That is unbelievable. Over.
Yep.
That's unbelievable. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too.
Look, you got a lot of people coming in. So I heard you have just Annie left today, right? And the 2 cats.
And the 2, well, maybe 1 cat.
Maybe 1 cat. I see that. Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations. That is wonderful. That is, it's funny. I got Kitty on the side of the road. Micho and Mazel were 2 cats I had that they were adopted. But 17 was a cat from a breeder, and I just think that it's so nice to adopt. I mean, It really is the way to do it. Obviously, hey,
what's
how
going
are
on?
you?
I'm so far so good.
It's so funny.
Yeah.
They said that I'm still brooding over the Husky comment because I am.
Are you?
Yeah.
Are you kind of self-conscious about your appearance?
Yeah, of course.
Why is that an of course?
Well, I mean, I think anybody who is on camera at some point thinks about how they look.
Yeah, but I mean, it's one thing to think about it. It's another thing to kind of get lost there, right?
I'm not lost there. I just,
You're still brooding a bit. You're still brooding
Well,
a bit.
I'm hard on myself, so it's like if I thought you were wrong, I wouldn't care. But I think you're right, and so
What's the matter with being a little husky?
Well, okay.
I mean, are you aiming to be kind of a thin and slim?
No, I just would like to be healthy. That's all. Laura was just here. I don't know. She told me we got to go somewhere, and I was walking there and found you, and then
Okay,
she
sorry
disappeared.
about that. Let me find her, and we'll find you.
Anyway, yeah. This way. Here we go. So
Great little story here with a dog that was adopted years ago and is sort of coming home.
This guy?
This guy right here.
this guy. Can I ask you about your pet? You adopted it from these guys?
Yes.
What's his name?
His name's Boo.
Boo. I like this guy. What's your name?
Dan.
Dan, I'm Michael. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Good to meet you.
We're live on BeTerrific and.
Hi, BeTerrific.
Hey.
He's a little excited about the other dogs. So I was just trying to.
So Boo is how old?
He just turned 4 in February.
What's your adoption story?
So this is my partner Pete.
Hey Pete.
How are you? And so we were coming here to Petco 3 years ago to get a present for his cousin. And he was just outside in one of the vans, and he was on leash, and he immediately just jumped up on me, and I fell in love with him instantly.
They hit it off. It was like one of those 7-degree February days, and he was.
You were like, "Let's get in the Petco."
Like, yeah, let's go to Petco. Yeah, but no, he was all bundled up. We got him home, and he was much bigger than we anticipated. But
I was gonna say, I'm sure he was a lot smaller.
Sweet, yeah.
Is he a lap dog at this point?
He is. In fact, he carries him sometimes.
You carry him?
Yeah, but hugs.
What? Whoa! That is insane. Wow. Oh, that's cute.
I just have trouble getting him down.
Oh, if that doesn't warm your heart on this cold March day, I don't know what does.
All right, we're gonna head out. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. So you brought him back to show everybody. Is that the deal?
Yes. Yeah.
That's very nice.
Sometimes people recognize him. Other times we just tell the story, and then, like you guys, you like latch onto it.
That's very nice.
We really like the guy right over there. He was there when we first got him, so we always like to say hi to him.
And he loves to see him. He was the volunteer that was holding him, I think.
Adopt, don't shop, right?
Correct. Absolutely. Adopt, definitely don't shop.
I mean, you guys found.
We're actually a family of pit bulls. All three of our, my brother, sister, and I, all adopted, all rescues. So. Yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful story.
fantastic.
Well, thank you guys. Have a great day.
Talk to this guy. Talk to this guy.
This guy right here. Hey, how you doing?
Okay, how are you?
How you doing? So what's the name of the organization, by the way? So this is the organization that Boo was adopted from.
Animal Care Centers.
Okay, and tell me your story.
About 3 or 4 years ago, those people came to adopt a dog, and it's Boo.
Yeah.
And it was a very kind of a small puppy, and they asked me like how big would it grow, and I said, well, not too big, you know.
Now, is that your standard line to people?
No, not at all.
You just didn't really think he would get too big.
The way it was described, the type of dog it was, that you can never really tell what's right about the dog. You don't know if it's the right species or what. But they try to put a species on it, but not anymore. But at that time, it might have been whatever they said. It was a small dog.
Right.
So I said, yeah, it's a small dog. It's whatever it is. It's not going to grow. And then about a year later, they came back with
Boo.
With Boo, and I said, there's no way that's Boo. You're not bringing Boo back. That's no way. And then he said, "This is Boo," and he became like a Great Dane.
Wow.
Yeah. And they but they come back like every year, and they love him.
That is a great adoption story. Tell me about ACC.
Well, we're the city shelter. We have a contract with the city, and we have to take in every animal, basically.
Wow, you have to.
Have to.
Are you not a kill shelter though?
Well, we don't call it a kill shelter, but we do.
Wow.
some euthanasia.
So the idea is that you want to.
We have to take everything.
You have to take
we
everything.
have to take everything.
You have no choice.
Yes.
So. Then I guess you work hard to get the
Yes.
dogs adopted or
Totally.
fostered or maybe to one of these other organizations.
Right.
I would imagine.
Yes. Yeah. My understanding is that if you euthanize under 10%, you're really not a kill shelter. But
listen, you euthanize as little as you have to.
Right. That's exactly
and I imagine you keep them as long as you can. Do you put on Facebook this dog? Like my wife
Yes.
sees all the time.
Yes.
This dog's going to get
Yeah,
euthanized.
there's a
Somebody please
special-
help.
Yes, there's a special list for that every day.
That's good at least. Yeah, I see a lot of people get to action when that happens. The owner pointed out that boo, that was true love, and that was adorable. It was, and that when Janny says when he lifts the dog and the dog puts his head on his shoulder, he starts to fall asleep.
That's the first I've heard about. Yeah. But we always tell them to pick them up.
That's cute.
Yeah,
That was very cute.
You can see that there's a
I
real
think the
connection.
dog starts to fall asleep. They get
no, I know. Yeah.
Not the guy.
No,
That would
I
be-
know, no, but I haven't seen either one fall asleep.
That would have been nuts.
I don't know.
If the dog fell asleep, it's one thing. If the guy fell asleep, he'd have a big dog on top of him. So how do we help you? How do people help you so that you can get all the dogs to other places?
You could tell them that we're in Manhattan. We're on 110th Street between 1st and 2nd.
And how big is your facility?
It's very big.
And can we make it bigger? Can we kick a couple people that we don't like out of their apartments and make it bigger? No, I'm just kidding.
I actually think they will be extending.
Great.
soon.
And then how do we get people to come and adopt or foster or help move them to other shelters?
Come in. Well, we actually have other shelters that work with us, like every day.
I got to imagine this is like a 24-hour job for you guys.
I'm only a volunteer.
I know.
So
This has got to be like a 24-hour job for you guys.
Yeah, it's fun.
How'd you get involved?
I just love dogs, and I just looked for a place that needed people, and
you were the one who was holding Boo and told him.
Yeah, I was the one.
And they let you keep your volunteerism.
Yeah, you left me right.
That's the great thing about volunteerism. They don't fire you.
That was it. They described the dog as a small dog.
Yeah.
So
That's all right.
I just went by.
You
what
got
it
a
said.
dog a home.
I
That's
just
your
went-
job.
Right.
What's your job?
That's exactly.
Get
right.
a dog a home.
And adopt it. Right.
That's-
Or a cat. Or
Yeah.
anything.
A good home, though.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to meet
That's
you.
nice.
Where's the site where everybody find out more?
It's NYCACC. It's an app, and it's just, and you just go to the site.
How did you guys start?
That I don't know. I'm sorry. Because I've only been like 5 years. I think they've been
Only
around.
5 years, huh?
Yeah,
That's it?
Yeah. They've been around like 20. I think.
I would imagine something like, and I don't know, so I don't want to speculate too much, that the city was looking for a way to offload this so that they didn't have to do what nobody wants to be done for these animals.
Right. I don't think there was like anything around it at the time they came around.
And it was
like
probably
that.
it's probably a very positive thing, which again, if we can all help you move them to other shelters, to foster homes, and to their forever home, then we can get that number from 10% to 2%, and then maybe to 0.
Right. Definitely. Definitely.
Thank you.
We're down to I think we're down to 5 or 4%.
Wonderful. That's good
way
to hear. Still too much, but good to hear. Yes. And you agree, and that's what's important. Look at this. This guy's just adopted a pet. He's taken his first picture with his puppy. That's wonderful. That is wonderful. I'm glad we're doing some cool things. Hey, you want to get that thing out and play a song?
Hi.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you doing?
Good. This is Tony's daughter, who I'm talking to, by the way, everybody. Dr. I'm getting there.
Okay.
This guy, the one thing about him, he's a psychiatrist, but no, does he read the room well ever? Marguerite, I just got to know that because he doesn't let anything. He doesn't.
Good way to put it.
I don't read So you're saying I don't read the room?
No,
well?
everybody knows that you mean well. That's the thing. But you don't let things develop, evolve.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That you'd think that a psychiatrist would have a skill or two in that direction.
I think you'd be listening more. I'm just saying.
Interesting. Instead of yapping all the time.
Well, Yeah, I mean, you tore me away from this great moment with the dog to talk to the guy about the story, but there was still a minute or two I had. That's okay. No, I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying. And then I was getting to.
I can handle some criticism.
I was introducing your daughter, and you jumped all over the name.
Oh my goodness!
I remember her name.
I felt so to be fully honest and just lay my vulnerability out there.
Yeah.
Model that for the world. As a wounded healer, I'm going to say I felt awkward. You're saying Tony's daughter instead of who she is, which is
So I was rude by not mentioning who she was as a person, and I'm assigning her as your daughter, as what you're saying.
Right, I'm feeling like the healing is beginning here all around from what you're saying, what I'm saying.
Right, so I should have been more conscious to introduce her as her own person as opposed to Tony's daughter.
I'm not even going to put that should all over you on that. I'm simply going to say that I felt, I'm going to make an I statement. I felt awkward you're doing that. I'm not saying that was wrong of you.
Got it. I got it.
This is really wonderful, open communication. Good job.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, well.
I feel like I'm healing. With all these pets around, I'm healing. Are you so this is Marguerite, everybody. She happens to be Tony's daughter, but that's a side note. Don't worry about that. Anyway. Come on. So you play the guitar.
Yes, I do.
Could you play for us?
Sure.
I got all excited. I thought the pets might like it.
Oh, yeah, I think they will. Maybe I'll sing a song about, maybe I'll do an animal song.
An animal song.
I could do an animal song, or I could do an original song.
An animal song would be great.
Yeah, an animal song.
An animal song.
Yeah.
There may be an original song. We'll give you a minute to take that guitar out. How's that sound?
Cool.
Is it hard to play in the cold?
I think it'll be okay. It's actually not that bad out.
Okay. Yeah, to you it's not. To me it's cold. Although I have been in much colder weather, like -24. Just right there. Yeah, just get it out. I don't know. Is anybody going to stop you? Anyway, so there is another dog that's looking for a nice home, on his way to getting adopted, hopefully. What's up, monster dog? How you doing, 774? Yes, we need more lovin'. That is right. Look at this. What's this guy's name?
Oh, this lovely
girl. I'm sorry.
Her name is Selma. She's about 3 years old. Lab mix. Very sweet. She's very sweet, energetic, but she has a lot of energy as a puppy. She's like a puppy in that way that she has a lot of energy. So you need to kind of treat her like that. Lots of exercise. Take her to the park, the dog park.
Very cool. How you doing?
She's gorgeous, and she's very affectionate. Very, very people dog, typical lab.
How long has she been with the shelter?
About 3 weeks.
And you think she'll get a home here today, maybe?
I think so. I think there's been some interest in her. No one's sort of gone committed yet, but we have a couples interested in her.
I think that you can tell she's a beautiful dog, got a great disposition. I mean, they all do, really. Dogs have great dispositions if you treat them well.
Yes, exactly. She does need a little bit of work, though. She does get very reactive to other dogs. She gets a little. I think it's more out of anxiety. It's definitely not aggression, but I think it's more of an anxiety thing. So she would need a little bit of work on that. As the dogs go by, she does bark a lot. She's very vocal in that way, but that's treatable. That's trainable.
Very cute. Very cool. Hi. How you doing? Oh. There you go. Yeah. How you doing? What's going on? Oh. Look at this. She knows how to ham it up, that's for sure. Could I get a paw? Could I get a paw? Yeah? Oh, look at that. Paw? Oh. There you go. You're very cute. How you doing today? Yeah? Uh-huh. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much.
Sure, pleasure.
That's very cool. Oh, wow. She's cute. She needs a good home. We need a good home for her. I think it'd be great. These comments, some of these comments from the Terrifics are amazing. I like what Tatalicious said. Let me read. Tatalicious said, "Put the doc up for adoption, Dr. Anthony Stern." There we go. That was great. Thank you. Are you ready, Marguerite?
I'm ready, yeah.
Okay, what are you going to play?
I was thinking of a little In the Jungle, the Mighty Jungle. The lion sleeps tonight.
For a second, I thought you were going to sing Welcome to the Jungle, but I'll go with In the Jungle.
Wait.
You got to tune that thing, or are you good?
I think it's in tune.
If it's not, just be like Axl Rose, since I said Welcome to the Jungle, and smash it. No, I'm just kidding.
I think it's good.
Here we go.
Oh imboe, 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 oh imboe. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. Ooh. Bumblebee, bumblebee. Or how about in the jungle, the mighty jungle, the doggy sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the animal that you should adopt sleeps tonight. Bumblebee.
Thank you. You did great. That's phenomenal. Where can people find you?
So far, just here.
Just here. Come back to Union Square Park.
I'm still writing music, working on my album.
All right. Well, we'll have you on again when your album's ready. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Thanks, Marguerite.
Thank you.
You're awesome.
Thank you.
I like how you worked in the dogs. Do you have a dog?
I don't anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Dogs. Do you have a dog?
I do, Nikki.
Oh, good.
Are you gonna maybe you're gonna find a new dog today?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Thank you so much. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Wow. So she did wonderful, right? All right. Well, it seems like we're dropping battery like crazy. So let's go see if we can't find out about one more place and what they have to say, and then we might have to call it a day here. I would say about 10 more minutes. We should have Jason and her up to the studio for video games. I'm sure we can make that happen. We'll just have to find out how to make that happen. We'll make that happen. Thank you, the O-Nerd. How you doing? Wow. Can somebody tell me about this organization? And oh, how you doing? Hi. Oh, sorry. I'm Michael.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. And is that a guy or a gal?
This is a boy. This is Oswaldo. He is 3 years old, and he's available for adoption through Best Friends Animal Society. That's this organization here. We are a national organization. We have a pet adoption center down in Soho at the corner of West Broadway and Canal Street.
How did the organization get started?
So we were started by a group of 30 friends out in Utah. We have a sanctuary out there. It's the largest sanctuary in the U.S. It's home to over 700 animals. They started the sanctuary with the goal that no animal has to die in a shelter when there are other solutions to save them. So they started it out in Utah, and now we are in New York City. We're in Salt Lake City, L.A., Houston, Texas, Atlanta. We're growing pretty rapidly.
That's wonderful. How does the organization grow so quickly? Just support of generous donors?
Definitely the donors. They're so helpful. Volunteers really help us complete our mission. Our partnership with other rescue groups are helping us complete our mission. We can't do this all ourselves. Our goal is to make the country no kill by 2025, but with everyone's help. So whether you're a volunteer, a member of the public, a donor, another rescue group, it's going to take a whole village.
It's interesting, I was just over there talking to those guys. They take every animal in New York City, ACC, they have to.
They're fantastic.
Unfortunately, they have to euthanize some animals because they can't keep them all, and they're trying to be less and less. They're under 10%, which is wonderful. They say they're maybe under 5% even. I'd like to see that be 0%. You would too. And so
they will someday. I really think that they're really getting there.
They're working towards fosters and to kind of offloading pets onto organizations like yours and stuff. How'd you get involved in this organization?
I started like a volunteer, like these guys here. I volunteered and fostered for about 3 years before joining the organization. I worked in a completely different industry. I worked in healthcare and decided that I needed to fulfill my passion. So here I am.
It is a wonderful industry. What about adopting two pets together? Like somebody said these two should be adopted together. Somebody was watching. I think that might have been Tatalicious or Sniper Lynx. So, I'm just wondering what the idea there would be. Is that a good idea? Is that something people should try to do?
We encourage people to go and adopt what they're willing to take on. So for some people that's one dog, for some people that's two dogs. It really depends on what people are ready for and what they're looking for. Some people are looking for companion animals for each other as well as for the people in their homes. These two actually just met today, but they're doing really well together so far. Queen Lillian is the bigger dog here. She's been with us for probably the longest of our other animals in the program. She's been with us since October, November. And they're doing really well together, but really it's just about what people are willing to take on. Cats, dogs, take two, take one, whatever you can do, and whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, and adopting always saves at least one other dog because you're opening a slot in the shelter. Adopt, don't shop. Is a wonderful way to put it.
Yep.
And, I think the goal of by 2020,
2025,
having America have not a single kill shelter would be amazing.
It really would, and I think that we can get there. I know that we can get there. It's just going to take something from everybody. So whether you're fostering, whether you're adopting, whether you're just sharing it on social media, talking about rescuing, all of that combined is really going to get us there. So.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much. How do people find out more? They can volunteer their time. They can make a donation. They can also adopt a pet. And you guys also remind everybody, spay and neuter your pets. How do people find out more?
So you can go to bestfriends.org. Our New York program is ny.bestfriends.org. And we also have an adoption center in Soho at West Broadway. It's 307 West Broadway. It's Best Friends Animal Society.
Great. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, guys. Well, I think that was really, really well said, and it's a really great organization. I guess let's just turn everybody to see how busy it is behind me. This takes up a good amount of space in New York City. It's been a wonderful day here in Union Square Park. This is the All for Love event, and I think that it's just absolutely tremendous what the organizations and the people who volunteer their time are doing here. The idea is to really adopt a pet, not shop for a pet. The idea is to get your pet chipped as well, whether you adopt or any other thing, so that you can find your pet if for some reason it does get away from you or get lost, which unfortunately does happen. I was a young boy and found a pet that got away from somebody. Unfortunately, I was able to find the pet, but by the time they had found us, it was too late. So it would be great if you get your pet. It'd be really great if you could get your pet microchipped, and of course you got to get them spayed and neutered. So it's just really, really a wonderful event here, and hopefully we've kind of inspired you guys to get out and adopt a pet or get involved in pet adoption and the entire industry. I think it's just absolutely wonderful. And so to find out more, of course, you can go to petcofoundation.org, and you can go to any of these wonderful organizations back here that are trying to get pets fostered and well taken care of. So I'm happy. Hey, Laura.
I have such great news. Marguerite Stern is about to sing on the main stage a love song. Can we go?
We have enough battery to do that? We're almost out of battery. 11%. We can try and do that. The young lady who just sang on BeTerrific. Thank you, the O Nerd, and thank you guys. We're going to give you one final thing if we can, battery power wise. We might lose you here, but Marguerite is going to sing on the stage, and so sure, we'll try and show this off.
And worst comes to worst, we die in the middle, we'll pick it back up. It'll be IRD. In real death.
How did, by the way, how did this happen?
Tony just came up with the great idea that his daughter should sing on the main stage. I went and pitched it, and they said yes.
Wow, that's very impressive. That is impressive.
Nice.
He is tenacious, huh?
He is tenacious, but she's damn good.
She's very good. Hey, you can say damn. Yeah. You can say anything you want. This is, how you doing? This is Earl, and that's Mooch. Hi, Earl and Mooch. How are you? Good to see you. Oh, a lot of love. This is amazing. It's good to see you. I saw Patrick before. Yeah. He said you guys are doing really well, so I asked, of course. I was very worried I'll give you a little pet. Please adopt, don't shop, right? Adopt, don't shop. There you go. All right. And you guys are having fun? You're having a good day? You need are you good? You don't need anything? You don't need any food, water?
Can I do
I think that's important. Remember not to.
Let me pull this up here.
Oh, they're not talking. Don't worry. Yeah. Don't worry. I got that. Yeah, we're just having fun. All right. So here's Marguerite Stern. And anyway, I just wanted to say you should remember that with your pets,
I was going to sing Lean on
you should always remember to hydrate them, feed them, and don't leave them in a car that's either cold or too hot. Be very careful. So hold on, we'll see what Marguerite sings here. This could be very interesting and good.
To support each other and other creatures than to adopt an animal. And I feel like with pets, we can really have that pure, unconditional love for them. And yeah, this song kind of feels like that to me.
Well, I think that's perfect for our rally, so take it away.
Thanks for having me.
Here we go, everybody. Marguerite Stern one last time. I think they're going to figure out microphone situation.
There she was. Hello. Okay. Great. So.
This is actually pretty funny. I think Marguerite might be too tall for this.
Times in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we are wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on, for it won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on.
Wow, look, there's Clifford the dog. All right, that was pretty awesome. That is Marguerite, and Marguerite Stern is her name. We had her on, and then, as the owner had said, we had her first interview, and then she went on the stage. That was pretty cool. Anyway, you guys are amazing. This is the All for Love adoption rally here in New York City, put on also by the Mayor's Alliance for Animals in New York City, and it's just been a wonderful event. So, unfortunately, we have to go. That's our time. We're going to be on again tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., and don't forget Auto Show all week.
Is just so important.
You just can't make this stuff up, folks. You really can't. Anyway, we are going to be at Auto Show all week starting on Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern. And don't forget, tomorrow we're back at 9 a.m. Eastern. And don't forget, tomorrow we're back with TJ at 10 a.m. Eastern. So check us out. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks for everything. And don't forget, you can come right here to events like this or find out more on petcofoundation.org. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget, adopt, don't shop. Adopt, don't shop.